You know, I drove around Orlando last night with my daughter. We're going to get some Mexican food, and our favorite thing to do is to put the windows down, and we yell out the windows at people to have their Christmas lights out. We love Christmas lights.
Yeah.
We yell, "Sparkles!" as loud as we can. We absolutely love it. There's nothing I love more than this time of year and holiday lights.
And right now, beginning of December, people are putting up their lights, and if you're asking yourself, you're like, oh, man, I don't want to do it. I don't have time to do it.
This sounds like Andrea's dad, because he was talking about this. He's like, I don't think I want to put them up this year. I'm like, what?
Or if maybe you have parents that are getting older and you're like, I don't want my dad getting up on a ladder.
That's kind of the thing with Jim. I don't want him up there.
Mosquito Nix offers this program where they'll put up all the lights for you.
They have the equipment. They know what they're doing. I mean, they know how to run line. They know how to climb ladders. They've been doing it with mosquitoes for years, and they're just like, let's pivot a little bit, put a Santa hat on, and do your lights the way they should be done.
Yeah, get some professionals, licensed, insured. They know about not to overpower your outlets.
And they're fast. They're very, very fast.
And they'll take them down after Christmas.
And store them.
Yes.
You know, like if they're your lights, you can store them. But if they get all the equipment for you, I mean, they're going to store them for you. That takes away space from your garage.
Here's how to do it. Text ELVES, that's the word ELVES, to 407-602-4904, and they'll let you know. They'll schedule it, getting you taken care of. But it's just easy. You don't have to worry about it, and they do an awesome job.
It's fast and it's safe and affordable. Like, you know, I mean, you pay a little bit to have somebody that can do it way better than you're out there with a staple gun. You fall off.
Yeah,
you break your leg, you know.
And I know it's not mosquito season right now, but a great gift would be a complete mosquito Nix system.
Now, hold on a second. Is it not mosquito season? Because I had...
There's still mosquitoes.
I was going to say, okay, not that...
Less, but...
I hate to go rogue in an ad when we're almost done, but I had the door open. I'm playing Xbox because it's nice outside, right? You want to enjoy the cool air. I got all the lights on. Mosquitoes are pouring in my house, biting me, and it's wintertime.
Yeah. Well, they're escaping the cold and going in the warm house. But if you get a mosquito Nix system, I mean, they run these high mister system around your entire roof line and around your fence line, and it mists your yard at peak mosquito times, and you never have to worry about mosquitoes. It's automated. In fact, it works with your cell phone. There's an app you get, and you can mist your backyard anytime from anywhere through your phone app.
You should do it one time during the ad.
I know. I can do it. I can go on here
but how would people be like, prove it? You could just lie. I want to be standing out there just spraying into my eyes. Like,
Crystal's back there.
She's sunbathing.
It's fine because it's organic and it's safe for everything.
It's good for your wife's breath.
It's mosquitonix.com. Get those holiday lights. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. All right, so...
Now, what are you explaining now?
I heard from a friend that, and he may have talked to you about this, he's Canadian, and he recently got his citizenship or whatever, and he described the process as a lot easier than Tony described it, and then it got me thinking. I was like, wait a minute. Are there two, do they give...
It's like getting your medical marijuana
card.
A
harder test. No way.
It's like getting your medical marijuana card. Like, I paid like $120 and the $75 to the state, and some people are like, I spent $375. I was like, what? You did? Where did you go? They're like, I went to Dr. Green. I was like, I went to Doc MJ. Like, they're all different.
But I'm like, it's got to be the same. Like, there's no way... There's like blatantly discriminating against people trying to get their citizenship, is it?
No, but like what made it easier for him, or why is he?
I don't know. He described it like as like he went in there and it was like it took him 4 hours from the time he first went. He's like, I'm here for my citizenship, and then he walked out 4 hours later and it was an easy test or something. He said he was Canadian. He talked to you about it, and it said way harder. Tony's sounded way harder than his.
No, first of all, you can't just walk in there and demand.
It's a process.
It made it sound easier.
Like you're buying like candy or something. You can't do that. Obviously,
so you can't same day at steak place for. They don't bring out we'll come to you. We'll give you a free box of steaks. You become an American citizen.
First, it's the same for everybody, right?
Right. It's
no matter what.
As far as I know, it's the same application for everybody. There's not like a brown and Canadian.
Okay, all right, that's good.
It's the same
brown and Canadian in the mornings.
Now, the only thing I can think of that would have made it easier would have been, like after the interview, they probably had their ceremony like right after, because I did see that. Some people had their ceremony.
I don't
right
like
after.
that. I like for them to
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah,
Make it real.
waste
Then
more time,
make my
yeah.
ceremony a different. I don't want to like come because then
Right.
then I'm kind of like, well, then why'd we go through the class? You could have just done the
I
ceremony.
had to wait a week, but it's mostly because I had a name change. So normally,
Another one?
What? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god!
I'm Tony Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Normally, when you have a name change, you have to go to the court and do it there. But because of
Yes.
COVID and all that stuff, like the judge had to come into the immigration offices and do it there. So that's why we had to wait a week. You know what I mean?
Gotcha,
So like
yeah.
other people that they're not changing their name, they just passed the interview and the test and all that stuff. They have the chance if there's a ceremony like coming shortly. Let's say you're done with your interview and in an hour there's a ceremony. They might be like, hey, you want to stick around and just do your ceremony and be done with it? And that's the only way I can think of that would made it easier, quote unquote.
How long would it take if I started like, all right,
Let's do it. Let's become citizens.
Like, from the day I decided
Can
I
you get
wanted
a double?
We can test it out with Butler.
How fast can
Ooh,
you?
yes, you can.
You don't want to be a citizen.
Oh, let's change his name. Oh man, it'd be so great.
I mean, but like, how long? I thought you had to be put on a waiting list, and it could be years.
No.
No, that's like Xbox Series X.
No.
To be a citizen, easy.
Easy. No, for mine it was a little bit different because I was supposed to have my interview in April of last year, and I think from the moment I applied into what my interview would have been, I think it was like 7 months or something like that. I can't remember. But then COVID hit, so they straight up canceled my interview.
So yeah, that caused
Like,
a
yeah,
bunch
there
of
was, like,
problems.
literally,
yeah.
like-
You caused COVID. We know it.
So then I just had to wait for them to like send me another letter, like reschedule my interview, and then it wasn't until September. So it went from April to September. It was my reschedule. So
Okay.
that's why it took so long.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
probably why it seems like it was harder. It wasn't harder. It was just
Time, yeah.
COVID times. Messed everything
Well,
up.
I mean, you could make an argument that you were having to like maybe jump through more hoops, right? Because there were times that were moved in like weird circumstances, and the guy coming in,
Right.
and
in all honesty, I think mine was even easier because of COVID. Because the interview, I felt like it was faster because they almost wanted you like in and out. Like,
Yeah.
they don't. They're like,
They're
they
I
trying
don't
to
want you
play
opening
catch-up.
your mouth more than 3 times to let
Right.
the COVID out. You know,
And,
yeah.
And the ceremony the same way. I have my ceremony taped on video. I can put my phone down.
Do you watch it?
Sometimes, like twice a week. And I cry. Yeah. No, and normally when you go online and go to YouTube and find ceremonies, they usually last like 30, 40 minutes, like the whole shebang. Mine was 6 minutes.
Whoa!
Was it because of COVID? And
Yeah, there was only like a certain number of people allowed. We were separated by like 3 seats, and they were basically like, "All right, congratulations, blah blah blah. Here's your thing, and let's go."
does someone? I mean, who?
They said "Let's go" at the end. I like that.
Does
like the
They
boss.
said a name. Let's say "Let's go," and then a name.
Yeah,
somebody's
yeah. I
name.
couldn't figure out
Does
what
he-
the
I don't
name
know what
was.
he was
It's
talking about.
unintelligible.
Like who proceeds over the ceremony is like is someone
the judge.
Okay, does
Yeah.
he dress like Uncle Sam?
Oh,
or
no,
something? Is there something?
He should dress
Yeah,
like
he's
something,
wearing,
right?
Yeah, he's wearing the wig. The
No, I want Uncle Sam full-on American Eagle. Like, I
He's
want,
mad pointing at
Yeah,
you.
what the
there was an
get
eagle.
in the army.
There was an eagle. He had an eagle on it.
No,
It was like a.
Was there any sort
Falconeer.
of pomp and circumstance at all, or was it
Like
just?
how about a tape player with the national anthem on it?
No, they had. I mean, we had.
They gotta do
the
that.
Pledge of Allegiance and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The national anthem, all that. All that.
Did they do all of them? Because they did Pledge of Allegiance. Then you got to do. What's the one that comes before the national anthem? They usually get Queen Latifah
African
to sing.
American-
It's the only
African
song
American
Queen
national
Latifah sings.
America
America the Beautiful,
Yeah.
which I actually like better than the national anthem. I like America the Beautiful. That's a beautiful, beautiful song.
By the way,
From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam.
I wonder if anybody else is weird like
That's a
this.
great song.
I so don't want to participate in group activities that I often, and for my whole life, have just mimicked without saying anything. Happy birthday and Pledge of Allegiance and all.
Do you know the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yeah. I think I can get
I don't know. Pledge of Allegiance challenge. Hey, what's up? It's me, Tom, and this is the Pledge of Allegiance challenge. Let's do it on TikTok.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Close with liberty.
With liberty.
With liberty, not for liberty.
whatever.
With liberty.
That's close enough.
Did you know it?
You're not a citizen. I'm
No,
sorry.
I have.
He doesn't need to. He's not American.
I haven't had to. I haven't had the Pledge of Allegiance to that flag.
But I knew that.
Of course I did. No, we did do it in elementary school.
Okay. Because I learned that in '98 when I went to high school here.
I don't think
for like 4 months.
kids don't do it anymore, right? Or do
I have
they?
no
May
idea.
does. Yeah, May
Yeah.
knows her Pledge of Allegiance. She knows it by heart.
Do they do it every morning?
Yeah, she does it.
Okay.
I guess it might be a teacher thing. I don't know, but I know Maisie knows it and she does it. She
It's
also
probably school by school, right?
Probably.
I
Don't
should
know.
more about my son's
Public versus
school.
private.
I think we've asked them before, like, do you do this? And they're like, I don't know. Like, they never know nothing. I'm like, do you
They're
do
different.
some sort of, like, how do you not remember that? Like, in the mornings, do you do...
Maybe you should start playing like memory games with them.
Yeah.
what at a baby age? That's what you do with your grandpa when he's in
Well,
the nursing home.
they don't remember anything.
Who's this
They gotta-
grandpa?
how do they
Who's this?
retain any
That's-
information?
That's your
Yeah.
cousin.
You gotta train
Pete.
their brains.
Yeah,
They're like
right, man.
mush.
You gotta be like Jimmy. Like Jimmy, they do the Pledge of Allegiance every day. All the kids.
I forgot about
every
that.
When
morning.
they wake up in the morning.
Yeah, I forgot that Colbert's roll call.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Colbert roll call. I can't say that. Colbert roll call.
Let's do some voicemail.
All right, buddy. If you'd like to leave us a voicemail message, 2 ways to do it. 1-844-TOM-IN-DAN. 1-844-TOM, the letter N, Dan. Or you can get our free app. All of our content's on there. You can become a BDM member. We just released 2 BDM shows today, an OG and a brand new show. We put exclusive content on there. Private parties will be rolling out this year. I'm excited about that. They're back. And you can find all of that at tomandan.com. All right, let's try. Oh God, enough of this one with it. I'm just playing them because there's too many of them.
Hey guys, this is Joey from Orlando.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, no, that's never happened before.
Yeah.
Where's the...
No, when I have to put it up on the screen, I have to reroute the
Ah.
audio back to the computer. My bad. Here it is. More Rod talk.
Hey guys, this is Joey from Orlando. I used to work for a municipality here in Orlando, and we used the rods all of the time. We did call them liars because they will pick up a lot of different things. But hearing
'Cause they're
Tom
picking up
talk
nothing,
about it
sir.
just makes me a little angry because he has no experience in this area. I
See, now we're getting people that are like calling in.
He
This-
just told on himself, though.
There have been so many people.
We
that have
call them liars.
Sam, you have
what?
Sam, the number of people that have called in and
Listen to
called,
yourself,
I
sir.
love it. I love that we found on this because
it's the world's most imperfect, perfect argument.
the people that use it and believe it are dead set,
Can't
and there's
change
nothing they will convince them that it does
flat
nothing
earthers.
except for
Worse. It's worse because flat earthers, I believe, are
Half
in
of
the
them are
joke.
trolls,
They're
yeah.
trolls.
Does he go on to say like what other things?
Yeah,
it finds.
all kinds of things. Tony, there's really, and I'm not making fun of these people because there are a lot of them out there. They can find anything with these dowsing rods, and you will not change their mind. You won't.
Hey man, when you're walking on grass, it'll find grass.
I'm sure there's a guy that
Well,
would say that, but normally they go magnetic field in the dirt. That's the big one.
Yeah,
Magnetic field in the dirt.
It's, I guess, the reasoning. If they'd all just admit, like, okay, I know it's my own brain and that it's making a better logical guess than without the rods for whatever reason, because that's the only thing that we've come to the conclusion of the reason why so many people believe that they work so well, right?
But most people don't have confidence, right? Is this their way? It's their way of being
It's like a
able.
security blanket,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
their way of failing, right?
But they believe the rods are picking up some
Right.
magnetic field. Believe me, it is not. In the easy search, look on your phone. For everybody that's getting mad at me, just look on your phone. It tells you that the sticks, the
Do nothing.
wires do nothing, and they detect nothing. It can't pure science.
But
now, if you believe in magic, I got nothing for you. But if you believe in any sort of science and magnetic fields, then you know. You can easily look up that they do nothing. They do not detect a magnetic field. There's no magnetic field. And if there was, the 2 wires bent with the flags ripped off will not detect.
Well, I have here, Tony. I'll give you these. These are
It just won't. I promise you it won't. Easily search on internet. It'll tell you.
These are real dowsing rods that I bought online.
Fancy.
Yeah, they're brass.
But it does work because
they're
your
very
brain
expensive. They're $14 a set. They come in a velour bag.
your brain is making
you
your brain is making a logical guess GPS on where the pipes are, and that's what's working, and that's why you believe
But
they work.
I think there's one more
just
part
know
of this.
that.
I think there's the other part of this. Subconsciously, I do believe that there is a level of comfort, like Sam said, security blanket, knowing you're not actively making this decision. This is all behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
But your brain is giving you comfort in knowing that if
I've
it's
got water
wrong,
in
you
here.
can always say, well, they're normal or they're right. Normal, and yes, I'm using that voice because it sells it better. But you know what I mean? Like there's a little bit of like, well, hey, you know, I put it out there. All I can do is use these rods. I'm not connected
Hey,
to it.
man,
It's
this
not
one's
me.
pointing at Tom.
Yeah, that ghost has been
look.
following him around.
Well, if you dug
look.
right there where your foot's at, there'd be some sort of electromagnetic field.
They're pointing at Tom.
Well, that means Tom has a ghost on
Now
him.
it's pointing at you.
I have a ghost on me now.
I'm fine with people using them as long as they admit
No.
it's my
That
brain
won't
that's
happen.
making them. And there's no sort of science.
There's
that's
one
making
guy
them.
that's dedicated to ruining you because, like, there's one big guy that calls every day. He leaves me a new voicemail message. He's like, tell Tom, and he uses expletives. He's mad at you, and he says they work all the time. You're an idiot. Coach is an idiot. I'm an idiot. Sam, the entire cast is idiots. We're all stupid.
But
I am, but
what's
not because of
weird
this.
is that they will not
No.
look it up themselves.
No,
and-
they do, but they're like, no, all that stuff is wrong. I'm
Yeah.
right.
It's like the people that believe wholeheartedly in ghosts or whatever because they've seen a ghost or they've had experience with ghosts or they've had some sort of feeling that some what I'm saying, you can't convince them
Right.
that they didn't have that
Right.
feeling. So it's like I can't convince the people that use these at work every day that it doesn't work because they saw the own evidence with their mind and they were there and they're like we use them all the time. They find pipes more often than not. How do you explain that? And we've explained it what your brain is making.
They do what you do. They refuse to listen to the answer. They refuse the answer.
No,
that they're given. No, you do that all the time.
I do
you
not-
normally say, "I refuse to believe that." You've said that to me countless times.
Yeah, but you didn't give me evidence that proved it. No, seriously.
I don't know what you guys are fighting about, but I like it.
No.
I'm
Because he'll ask a question, I'll look it up on the internet, like he just told these people to do. I will give him evidence of the exact opposite of what he's saying, and then
Right.
he will say to my face, "I refuse to believe that." So
No,
that's,
but-
I mean, it's fine. I don't care either way.
You
but
are-
you are doing the exact same thing that they do.
No, I'm
Now
not.
you made Sam
Because-
mad. Great
because-
job.
I'm
Now
mad.
she's not going to videotape the rope off.
I'm just saying, you're the biggest hypocrite of the show.
I know.
oh my
I do not-
God. Oh my God.
No.
Shots fired.
Sam, what you do?
He refuses to believe that.
Remember what I said? No. I say my pool.
Oh, you're not helping your case. I'm saying
If you show me evidence, I will believe the evidence. But you show me evidence that's half cocked sometimes. Where you're like, I'll say, hey, they don't got this piece of my pool equipment. It's back order. And you're like, I
Right.
found it right here. And I'm like, I talked to a professional who talked to 3 pool suppliers, and they said they, so I'm guessing what you found is wrong, and the 3 pool suppliers are correct.
Well, if we're using a specific example, with that one, you were right. The pool guys.
Well, we've listened to multiple professionals that work in these industries that say that these work. So that
Right.
was their evidence. They talked to a professional about it. I'm just saying, it's the same thing.
If you show me actual evidence of something, I'll change my mind and I'll admit
Okay.
that I'm wrong. But a lot of times I get half-assed evidence.
I get it.
It's just like one quick search, like, oh, you're wrong, and I'm like, I don't think it's fully thought out yet.
Like it's a little bigger than that.
Yeah.
This
That's
is-
all I'm
well,
saying.
This one, we beat this one in the ground. So this one I get. But, okay. You want to
Yeah.
move on? Let's do
Yeah.
another one. Let's try... we already did the one guy that wants to be paid to do EJ's bit. So I'm going to go with this one. Oh, wait, no, not that one. I'm going to go with this one.
This is BDM Brendan from Tennessee, and I work at a hospital. You are talking about the dividing rods.
Oh, no.
And we use them at our hospital.
Oh, no. We use it to cure cancer. Oh, my God. Don't use it for cancer. We use it with the kids' cancers the most. We send them home and tell them they're going to live happy life. Oh, no.
This has been a subject that is
I think
fascinating.
all of my
because
voicemails are dowsing rods.
What the?
So many people are 100% convinced that they do more than what we say it is. It's the craziest thing we stumbled upon in a long time, where we've had more people that 100% believe this.
I've never seen anything like it.
No.
Based on only their own experience, but no other evidence.
Oh, I'm going to get a
whatsoever.
voicemail from the guy that hates you. They're mad today.
Yeah, and it's like, and they'll never convince that they don't do anything because they've seen it so many times work. I'm just telling these people it's working because of your own brain.
I think this one is not related. So hopefully this
But what do they use them at the hospital for?
Yeah, for real.
he goes on to just talk about he uses it to find electrical units in the walls, in the drywall.
I thought it was the doctor be like, all right, sir.
No, he
lay
uses
here.
it for electrical units in the drywall. But he goes, it's a long voicemail.
that will not work.
Well,
I'm just telling you.
he says
It
does.
helps the kids.
2 wires will not detect any electricity behind drywall.
He's doing it, Tom.
It will not.
He disagrees with you. Let's try
That's
this
why
one.
they sell stud finders and other equipment that
Hey.
actual they work. They use
Most of the stud finders end up at this studio. Just saying. Let's try this one.
Hey guys, it's Zach from Ohio. Charmin Ultra Strong for Life. What kind of toilet paper do you guys use? If any of you use Ultra Soft, that means that you have little crumblies in your butthole all the time, all day long, and it's gross.
Man, he got me on the end of that. I use okay. When I was a kid, this was kind of a hot topic, and it's connected for memories. Like in my brain, these two things are connected in my brain. My grandmother only purchased a type of toilet paper known as White Cloud. Does anybody remember?
Yes, they still have White Cloud.
Generic?
I can't find the one.
Dollar General.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to know. Thanks.
Save a
See,
lot.
Sam has a lot of these weird. She knows where all the good stuff is.
I know
Is
where
it
poor people's
generic?
stuff
No,
is.
that is good. White Cloud was
It's-
good.
it's a decent
it's
toilet
soft,
paper.
you know. And then, but that was the one I loved the most. It went hand in hand with Ivory soap with my grandma. My grandma liked Ivory soap. I liked Ivory soap because it floated, and you could take if you put a little water on the top of the Ivory soap and got it wet, so it got a little mushy. You could put your GI Joe's feet in it and then push them across the top of the water. It was freaking amazing. Try it. It's really really fun. But White Cloud toilet paper and Ivory soap are connected in my brain, so I always go to White Cloud toilet paper, but we are an Angel Soft household.
I'm not brand loyal.
Yeah, me neither.
We always get the one with a baby on it.
Jailhouse Scots.
Yeah, you brought in
rough.
some. He brought in
Why?
some
Why?
Scots.
I can't do that
I
one.
just-
Like when we were having the big
Well,
toilet
it doesn't
paper
just happen.
shortage.
You have a choice,
the big-
right?
No, my wife picks it up. I don't
Yeah,
know.
his wife gets it, and
I know.
I used it one time here, and
That's like recycled
it was
paper.
literally
Why did-
it was a bloodbath.
She's a doctor. She can do it.
It's
individually
horrible.
bundled for resale in
Oh
the jail.
man, his toilet,
Why don't you get the more luxurious
his
toilet paper?
toilet paper is the toilet paper that's wrapped in paper. The
Okay,
one that
let's-
has the wax paper on the outside, you
Oh,
take that
God.
off. Oh, it's terrible.
Let's
The
talk-
next, when he brought that in, I was like, next you're going to start bringing in little cups that
like
say
a-
Holiday Inn on
It's
them.
like truck stop paper.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, it's
Okay, so
I used it here. It was horrifying.
So let's look at this, because if once I go through the logic of this, it only ends in mental illness. So be careful. Where I'm just
Okay.
So
all right. That's our whole show.
there are certain reasons to use like inferior products, maybe for either health or like environment reasons. And my wife's done this to me. Like, oh, this is better for the environment. Sunscreen, or like there's chemicals.
Sorry, I didn't
in
mean to
this.
say it like that. I thought we were getting points. I was like, sunscreen, pick me.
So I've had to use inferior products before, because now I put this in the category of crazy, but my wife would say it's for the environment or for her health, right? And so I am putting on the horrible sunscreen that doesn't work, like it's
we got it
chalky.
too. Everybody buys it once.
Or I'm
It doesn't
using
work.
the soap that's not as good, or whatever it is, because it's better for the environment or whatever. I've done that before. But toilet paper, it's only a cost thing. And then if you use the jailhouse Scots that we make fun of,
Well, some are
Travis-
septic safe and some aren't, really.
so is it a septic reason?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
that's why my wife does a septic reason. When it all boils down to it.
You know what?
I think you can use
Okay.
the good high quality one that's also
You can, but it's
septic.
going to
It's gonna
clog
fill-
it up.
it's
buddy.
gonna fill up your septic faster.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about septic tanks with me personally, and I think I've only had one. It's a septic tank. I put everything in it until they call me, because
Yeah,
it's
it's a
made,
tank of doo-doo.
It's a tank of the worst stuff. So if it gets clogged, I'm just like, yeah.
But
a
it's a
septic tank.
pain in the ass to
Of
get it
course
pumped,
it's
man.
clogged. Yeah, you got to go pump the thing.
Yeah, but you
I
gotta
put-
dig it up.
I
Yeah.
put everything
You
in
gotta have
there.
a truck come out the
Simple
whole thing.
TP, no squids.
I
Yeah,
put
it's just-
everything in there. Everything. Food
So,
scraps,
Samantha,
dead pets.
look up.
Couple fish.
Yeah, everything.
Okay, what do you like, Charmin Ultra?
I would take a Charmin Ultra.
Yeah.
Okay, look up.
Charmin- yeah.
Is Charmin Ultra septic tank friendly? Because we can.
I'm
start,
sure it'll say it is, but so do the wipes, and they're not.
Yeah,
Well, no, they say wipes. You're not supposed to.
Wait a minute. Where are we at with the wipes. Can we get to the end of that, please?
I'm getting down the road.
I think that's BS.
Why is Travis's wife buying jailhouse toilet paper if you could buy the more luxurious? Because I've used it. Remember when we ran out and Travis brought one from home?
It's horrifying.
And it was like wiping her butt.
I was bleeding.
It was terrible.
With
it was terrible.
A sheet of notebook paper.
It wasn't so much that nothing worked. It was just like there was like a sheen on it.
It's like an 800 grit
It's like parchment paper.
Yeah, it was like parchment paper.
Why?
It wouldn't. And this is, I'm trying to be clinical. It wouldn't catch anything, if you know what I mean. I was like, this thing. I feel like I'm buttering an English muffin back there.
And it's only for septic.
It's like baking paper.
Yeah, it was like the peanut butter is melting and it's going all over the English muffin.
According to Charmin.com, Charmin is septic safe and thoroughly tested to ensure it will settle in a septic tank and then undergo biodegradation.
Because I've heard I know other people that have septic tanks and they've never told me I got to use this jailhouse paper because of my septic tank. They just use like normal high quality toilet paper.
I don't have to worry about it because as a good Spanishman, I just throw money in the trash.
Right. So your whole house smells like oh my God,
flies. So why the bad toilet paper? Because now it's making me mad. Why?
Hold on a second. Can we go back to
why do it to yourself?
People putting
you got money because then the only other reason is for the money reason.
Oh, excuse me, I'm getting a political call.
I know that's not the reason. Your wife's a doctor, so you can afford the better quality. So why are you doing it to your butt?
I will say
more bang for your buck. I don't know.
Also, if you're looking up what are the worst toilet papers for septic systems, it does include anything that is triple or quadruple ply. Because the more layers, the harder it is to break down. Anything quilted and anything scented, apparently, those are all really bad for your septic tank.
Okay, now what about?
But if you get a bare bones,
Charmin
single ply that's not
single ply.
Yeah, but
even single ply is better than the Scots.
I'm not a single ply guy.
Scots is single ply.
No,
but
I'm not a single
it's
ply.
half a ply. Scots is half ply.
I'm above a single ply.
But it doesn't drive you crazy.
No.
Oh, you gonna cry? He's gonna cry.
Okay.
Don't cry.
That's happening. I don't know.
I make it into a baseball mitt anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh my
but it
God!
does. But
I opened the door at him one time.
Bad.
I opened the door at him one time, and he was sitting there, and it looked like he had a cast on his arm. I was like, "My God, man!"
But it's like, don't you tell your wife, why are we living like this? Like, why can't we
get... It's a battle, I just choose not to fight.
And I think
but
this
why
is all
is it a
lies.
battle?
I think it's all lies. I think the wipes are fine. For the like, why do they sell them?
Yeah.
They're fine.
Pretty
Absolutely
fancy city
fine.
folk that don't have the septic tanks.
I'm just
fancy city water can take it.
But every plumber has told me the same thing about the wipes.
Well,
so
they changed the laws, plumbers. They changed the laws. They still sell them.
Well, they sell tampons too, but you're not supposed to flush those out.
I flush everything.
I flush condoms.
I flush candy wrappers. So my wife
that's
doesn't
worse.
see 'em.
That is so much worse for your septic tank.
It keeps the plumbers in business because that's
Plumbers over here flushing condoms every day.
Wait.
God.
That's the
What am I supposed
majority.
to do with them?
Toss them in the trash.
No, that's gross.
Do you tie them in a knot before you flush them, or do you just flush them open?
Actually, I shake it out first. So
Shake it out.
Come on, you're a horrible person.
You use condoms? Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
But he uses them as toilet paper. It's crazy.
It's weird. He's the only person. I see condoms at the store. I'm like, who the hell buys those? Seriously, I've not seen a person buy condoms or even known a person who's bought condoms in goddamn 20 years.
COVID?
My mind is
I've never
blown.
bought a condom in my entire life.
Wow. I've bought condoms.
I've used condoms 5 times in my life when I was a teen.
Oh, man, I went through a stretch where I was having
What
them.
made you stop?
Okay, you want to hear something embarrassing? I went through a stretch where I was having delivered from an adult novelty company in a jumbo box.
Oh, I get that from Amazon.
Yeah, I was getting from like Adam and Eve.
Do you get ribbed for pleasure?
Back in the day when I was like no cell phone with a camera having I could blank anything I wanted to guy. I'm the oldest here. Back in the old Wild West, you'd get a catalog from Adam and Eve when catalogs are still a thing, and you sign up to get like 100 assorted box of rando like glow in the dark flavor, and they'd send you a huge box of condoms, and you'd put it by your bed.
So you put
And
them
I
in
had
your
that.
bedstand?
No, I put them all in. I filled my bedstand like it was like you're filling up a novelty Halloween candy bowl. I filled it with condoms, and I used them. Like I probably used like half of them, and then I had to move, and I left them there.
Dude, I remember the first time I bought condoms. I bought a box of like a 50-piece.
Yeah, you don't need a 50 piece.
And they
You get
were
a
It's
two-piece
not a
all
bucket
white.
of chicken.
Yeah, 2-piece all white French fries biscuit.
They were non-lubricated. So they were basically like a
That's
box of
putting on-
balloons.
That's like putting on, you know what that is?
Dust on them. White medical dust.
It's that latex dust.
It's like, you know, it's as hard as putting on your
Extra
socks.
dry.
You try to put your socks on after a shower.
Oh.
I get out of the shower and I'm pulling them all the way up to my...
Blow off the white medicated dust.
I also dated a girl. I dated a girl and I was wearing a condom and we were in the middle of intimacy, right? And she's like, I'm allergic to latex.
Oh, then you just don't use it.
Then I'm like, oh. No, we were involved
Sheepskin
at the
bedding.
time. And she's like, oh,
Why
I'm
did she wait until it was already happening?
No, I don't know.
Idiot.
That's what I said.
What do you still bring them in your wallet?
No,
what should
you
I tell
never
my
said
son?
that, right?
Yeah, it heats them up and then they biodegrade in your wallet.
They'll
So what
have
do you
to-
put
they'll
in
have
your
it
pocket?
their fanny pack.
I think you're supposed to put it in. Yeah,
They're gonna call Dad. Hey, Dad, bring me my condom.
Oh my God!
I think
no.
you're canceled. It'll be in like an app or something.
Hold on, let me scan this QR.
Yeah.
There it goes. All right, it's on digitally. It says, "Hey, I don't know if this is right, but it says it's connected."
Always play safe.
That'll be what you're talking about, right?
What? I don't know anything
Hold
about
on, let me download a condom.
bringing. I never
Wi-Fi
dated in my life, so I have no advice for my sons about what to do when they start dating, like with the condoms or
Tell
whatever.
them to put it on their head, over their nose.
Like, does everybody just bring them in their pocket?
It's not rocket
every day?
science, dude. It's
Does
it's a condom.
No, I think.
Well, I'm just saying, do you throw it in your pocket? Where do you bring it?
Yeah, you put
Yeah,
it.
you got some in
You
your.
put it on before you go out.
You got some in your glove box,
I
right?
tried
You
that.
got some in your pocket.
I tried that. Next thing you know, it falls out of your pants like you're doing Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah, so you have some emergency in your car and
Nightstand.
yeah.
I mean,
It was always nightstand and glove box for me. And
Yeah.
even glove box, I didn't like leaving them in there at night. I would, but during the day, it's like sunscreen.
Melting,
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't want them melting.
yeah,
in
as
there.
long as you don't hold it in your hand the whole time, because that
Yeah.
would be awkward.
It's like hamburger patty rules. You don't want your hands heating up the fat in the patties. You know, like
Yeah,
I'll tell them. You don't want me to tell them.
no, I'll tell them. I just, I don't even know what the.
Uncle Travis will tell them.
He does have the most experience with condoms.
He does. Take him to the source.
I'm not like-
Would you dress like a condom?
Yeah. I'll dress like Jimmy.
Dr.
Yeah.
Condom.
Speaking
all right.
of like a British
Voicemail.
accent. All right, voicemail now.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Kenny's here. How you doing, Kenny?
Dan. That's
Well,
what you guys normally do.
I like
threw him
that.
for a
It's a welcome back, Kenny. Get your ass together.
Oh, he almost said it.
Hey, Kenny, you're
Oh my God! I'm turning
did
into that guy. I
happening?
knew I was turning into that guy. Anyway, what's going on, Kenny?
Hey, I'm doing well.
How you doing, buddy? What's the side of your jacket say?
Paramount Pictures.
Wow. You know, I look down on people who wear free jackets. Just
Technically,
I do look down on people. Let's talk about this. You know, I'm sorry,
Like
Kenny.
promotional stuff.
I do look down on people who wear free promotional stuff. My wife wears a lot of it because I don't know if you know this. If you're a new listener to the show, my wife is disgustingly cheap. Disgustingly cheap. And I, on the other hand, have a spending disorder. So right there in the
Yin-yang.
middle, right there in the middle, we meet. But she wears a Spectrum jacket. I was like, you haven't worked there in 6 years. She'll wear,
Spectrum.
she'll wear. She'll
Like
wear
a
a Bright House.
windbreaker?
She'll pull out a Bright House one. She'll be like, this is a retro. She'll pull out a Bright House. She'll wear where she currently works. She'll wear all of that. I don't wear any. I wear Tom and Dan, but I'm like, it's kind of cool. It's a cool brand. It's kind of like the PacSun of podcasting.
And technically, you did pay for it because the company you half own.
It's free.
Somebody
bought
else,
it.
another podcaster, brought up that they think it's douchey to wear your own podcast gear.
That's
Well,
an interesting thing.
that
I thought about that before.
podcaster Can eat my because I wear it all the time. I will always self-promote myself. It's not like being in a band. There is no cool involved in this. This is not about being cool. This is about riding this out until we die. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is to promote it all the time, so I have to wear the free gear.
Hold on. Is that a douchey thing to
No.
do if you
I disagree.
wear your own band shirt? Is that a faux pas?
To the concert, yes.
Well, I've heard of that.
While you're on stage,
No,
yes.
but the band member themselves.
Yeah, no,
I've
that's
never
what I
even
mean.
seen that.
Oh,
Have you?
Yeah,
I don't
see it.
know. I don't follow anything, so I have no idea. But
One time I saw Dave Mustaine wearing a Megadeth shirt.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
The thing I think is weird are there's tour shirts that gives you the entire dates and cities that are on that tour. Because again, other than the city that you went to, who cares that they went to Spokane, Washington?
You're right, and especially it's like, all right, that's a tour from 2012. No one cares.
Oh.
Like also, don't print that on the back of the shirt. You're wasting ink.
I say they went to Denver.
Now, No Effects did a variation of that where they would do mini tours, and whatever mini tour they were on, the back of the shirt would have something for the region. Like for ours, I guess being in Florida and Georgia and the Carolinas, we got something that was like win, lose, or draw, like the draw of our boys or something like. It was like something kitschy and dumb.
Bo Burnham did one for his special Inside, and it was supposed to be inside the tour, so on the back it just had like couch, bed, like because he just stayed in the quarantine the whole time. So like, I guess if it's funny, but yeah, I don't care about the other states and cities that
Hold
you
on,
go to.
is it douchey to wear our own shirt? No, I'm thinking about it.
Well,
Maybe
It's all I wear.
I know.
I'm
Maybe
Very kiss of you.
I'm trying to.
Is that
Very
I don't want to be that.
Very good.
Is that because I never thought
Are
of
we gonna flesh this out today with Kenny here?
Kenny, what say you?
I don't wear 2 moves gear.
Oh, he's better than you.
You don't have any 2 moves gear.
What is
We're
that?
big enough to have
He
gear.
doesn't even know what it is.
That's a
Small
STD,
potatoes.
right?
You guys don't know. We got koozies. We got caskets.
2moves.com/merch, Cyber Monday sale, 15%
Ooh,
off.
Cyber Monday
Oh,
sale.
let me get on that 2 moves.
Hold on, now that I think about it, like all the other famous podcasters, Rogan wears his own shirts. I don't think he does.
Rogan only
Hell
wears
no.
those shirts with the drippy flags on them.
Yeah,
the drippy
yeah.
flag
Did
shirt.
Howard Stern ever wear his own shirt?
No way.
He never had his own shirt. He only wears black overcoats. Some of these guys have like black overcoat, drippy shirt,
Yeah.
flag shirt. Like they got looks. Everybody's got a look.
Hold on, I knew another radio guy that wore his own shirts, and I don't want to be nothing with him. Am I doing that?
You're doing
Damn
it.
it.
Am I doing it? Are we
but,
doing it?
But I think our logo is like less like.
Well, that doesn't matter. That's subjective. I'm saying wearing your own stuff at all.
Especially
is
the
that
ones with your actual faces on it.
Yeah, is that considered douchey?
Well, I usually cut my face out and just wear your face.
It had never occurred to me that it could be douchey. Honestly,
I think it is now. Now I'm going to have to like clear out my entire wardrobe. It's all I
That's
wear.
all we have.
Yeah, it's all I have is
Well, it's all
free. It's free stuff.
It's not free. We paid for it.
Yeah, well, I think it's free. It's kind of like when I get
Right.
Well, look, when I get an IRS refund, it's free.
Yeah.
I don't look. I
It's
don't
just in there.
I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're my dad. I don't care if you're Bernie, our financial advisor. I don't care what anybody says. No matter what you tell me, if I get a check from the IRS that has a rainbow Statue of Liberty on it, everybody knows a rainbow Statue
It's like
of
you
Liberty.
Yeah.
I cursed. Damn it. I was gonna. Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna say it. It's free money. There. I'm gonna follow through.
Because I guess your intent has to matter, right? Because I'm not doing it because I'm proud of it. Definitely not that. I'm not doing it.
I'm a little
Wow.
proud. I'm a little proud that we're self-made. That we made this business. Yeah, I'm proud of that.
Nah, but a lot of it was luck. I never even worked a day in my life. That guy was right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know
but-
what? He turned me around.
The
yeah.
stars align.
But it never occurred to me that it could be douchey at all. Not one time when I put on a Tom and Dan shirt, I was like, "Is this maybe it's not cool that I'm wearing my own T-shirt?"
But I wear it everywhere too.
I do
anywhere.
too.
I'm like, where am I going? I'm
And
going
then
out
you're
to
like,
dinner.
I'm Dan.
Yeah, I will do that. People
Yeah,
will
I
be
know.
like,
I
hey,
know. I've seen it at public.
people go like, "What's Tom and Dan?"
And I'm always like, ooh.
and I'll be like, "It's a podcast."
I
And they're-
stopped saying that. I say it's a podcast, and then
But you don't insert yourself into it.
No,
Yeah.
because then it increases the conversation.
See, I think that's
What
the
do you think
douchiness
about
is if you like identify, oh yeah, no, this is me. This is my shirt.
I see things different. This is me.
Yeah.
I'm Tom Vance. I see things different. That's the quote.
I used to do that a lot, but then I stopped because that led into a lot
chirping,
of
yeah.
chirping
You got to see
conversation.
me chirp this morning.
Then I was
you
like,
got to
"What
see
is
me
this?"
chirp live.
Oh, at the Publix.
Did you see how good that? Did you see how effortless I was with that? Like how it's just like to me, it's as if you're watching Bruce Lee just block rando new students' kicks. It's like. And it's effortless. It's like a flick of the wrist. Sometimes I don't even have to do anything. Sometimes I just step to the side and they use their own momentum of conversation to pull themselves into my web.
But I'm like, why are you kicking at Publix, Bruce Lee?
No, I wasn't kicking.
Kick at the dojo.
She kicked at me first.
Wait until you get to the dojo.
She kicked at me
and
first.
Kick
at me first. Ask how big is your little one. That was all I needed to hear to kick her head right off. I chirped her good because she was like, "So how old is your?" And I
Yeah, but then you start telling
even
me,
knew it.
like, he's got kids too. I'm like, why are you telling me? She asked about you. Just say 6 years old. Thank you.
No, I share the chirp.
And you leave.
I share the chirp.
I mean, if someone tosses anything at Dikembe Mutombo, he's going to swat it.
Thank you.
Like, no matter what.
Thank you.
So it's the setup. You need to blame her.
Thank you. God, Kenny, you're becoming my favorite of all the weirdos we have do bits on our show.
Do NFL players wear their team gear outside?
EJ does. But
I don't want to be associated
There
with
you
him
go.
either.
This is who you're
Oh my
associated
God!
where you're wearing UM sweatpants, and there's only 2 people I know that do that, and one of them's big.
No, but I'm saying, like, is that a thing?
I was going to say fat, and I didn't say that.
So with NBA players, yes, only because they get so much of it. But a lot of it too is just workout gear. So if they're just working out on their own, they'll just wear their own team gear.
Because they get it for
Correct.
free. But I'm
Correct.
saying,
Like Miami, who's the Wade? Dwayne Wade. You'd see him walking around. And yeah, he's going to have some red and white on because it's free stuff, and he's got a bucket loads
Exactly.
of stuff.
but you have enough money to buy whatever, and so even if it is free, you
need to only wear Lululemon.
But see, it's not about the money; it's about the convenience for them. It's like why I don't
Well,
want to go out and
that's
spend
what
it.
I'm doing. It's just, I'm going to my shirt drawer and I have a million Tom and Dan shirts because they usually, like I'm just putting it on, and because that's convenient.
This whole thing is a put on.
So your Orlando podcast, Russell Wilson.
But it could be douchey, right?
I like that.
It could be douchey.
I'll put up a poll in the BDM.
Ooh, I'm the Derrick Henry of podcast. One big fat doo-doo dread right out the back.
Because it is like, why are you wearing your own shirt? Are you doing it to tell people that that's you?
I think
that's a douchey way.
I think if we're really analyzing this, I started doing it because I'm proud of what we've accomplished, but I'm less proud of it now than I was when we started because we do a lot of bad. So I think it's time for us to stop wearing our own gear.
I'm everybody's proud. Like, you're in a band.
Everybody's proud. Oh, you're getting real old, man.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're in a band and you reach success and you're famous, like, I'm sure you're proud of it, but you're not wearing your own shirt because it's considered douchey. Like, I'm saying is that it now entered the podcast world where that is a thing.
I heard a lot of people say that it was, so I just wanted to ask you guys.
Well, there's got to be something.
But then I'd have to
But it's
know,
other podcasters saying it.
But of what level? You see what I'm saying?
More famous than us.
Oh, more famous than us?
For sure. Yeah.
But if you wear it,
do
to
we know
show
these
it
people?
off.
Can we?
My favorite murder.
If it's our nerd podcast,
Does it depend how
take any
famous
heat
it is?
off of some damn nerds.
Because maybe we're at the level.
That's fine. They're nerds. That's how old. Look, if you're in that world, look,
How are they nerds?
I'm not gonna let some old crime nerds call me
They're
nerds.
comedians.
Nah.
But if you're if
not
you're
funny.
ultra famous, like, millions of downloads, then you shouldn't wear your own shirt because you're like, everybody knows you already. But if you're like,
Okay, so it depends how big you are.
yeah, I think
it
we're
does.
still small enough to wear our own shirts. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well,
'Cause then
also,
it's
we
just-
branded ourselves as almost like a local podcast that's a little bit bigger than local.
yeah, you're like the local, like Las Spadas. You wear your Las Spadas because you're probably
We're
like, look how big a
It's like
cheesesteak.
cheesesteaks in Philadelphia, Sam. Orlando, Tom and Dan. People go, what's Orlando famous for? Tom and Dan.
Yeah. So okay. Back to wearing the shirts. I just needed to flush it out. How you doing, Kenny?
Hey, so to talk about what I came here to talk about, which is fine because I think we spent 10 minutes talking about promo
I'm not
shirts.
sure I like your tone, but continue.
I thought this is what we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I think this was our show, Kenny.
Don't you see my shirt?
I have a Tom and Dan shirt on right now.
I wore it to tell you.
I circled Dan in bleach.
Have you guys ever been in the audience for like a TV broadcast or a taping or anything?
I have.
When I was a kid,
Yeah. Jay Leno, I did.
Ah, nice. So I actually was at Disney World doing the holiday spectacular taping for their Christmas special, but that was like an 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. venture.
That's when they get somebody that's like sort of famous and sort of squeaky clean to come and read sort of variations of like a little bit the Bible, but not really, and then they weave it in with some candles.
So that's the candlelight procession at Epcot. This one was for ABC, so it was like Julianne Hough doing like dancing performances.
I like
and
Julianne Hough.
They had Darren Criss there and stuff. But it brought me to the world, because I've worked on this before, of the world of audience members. There are people that like, they don't make a career out of it because you barely get paid, but
It's a hobby.
Yeah, it's a hobby, and they literally go from place to place being in the audience on game shows and TV shows and live
What
taped
was that
performances.
movie called? Clapper?
Yeah, the clapper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they call them crazy people.
Yeah, pretty
that's
much.
what it is.
Well, none of them have a unique look, right? Because they don't want Or
Correct.
do they want that? Like, these are all like normos, right?
It's a bell curve. They either want
fat.
really normal or they want really like outlandish looking people. So like if when I was there at Disney, they were
Too
handpicking
unfortunate. You're just unfortunate enough. Get in line.
Well, when I was at Disney, they were handpicking people to put them in the front of the line. Ethnicities, different sexualities, different
Body
like,
size? Do they do body size? How come that's not racist when we do it because we want it to look good? Right? If you're literally picking people to appear as if the slice of pie you're giving us is everything,
Well,
it's weird to exclude everybody by doing that, right?
The
Just let 'em
spectrum,
in.
the spectrum doesn't get too muscular. It's, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if you're working out, if you're Seth, you don't have time to wait in line all day to watch Jay Leto or Price is Right.
They
or,
also
like, this
don't
is
do
your
that, right? Like, I can't
hobby
see
for old crazy people.
You've been in this world, Kenny. Do
Yeah.
casting directors go in there and go, okay, we've got enough shorts, we've got enough fats, we've got enough talls. We need some muscular.
To be honest, so yes, but they don't like outwardly say it. It's basically they look at the crowd and they're like, we're going to need that type of person. And then
I would go, what type?
Right.
And they'd say, that type. And I'd be like, no, I want to hear you say it.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy that you're going to get crazy people because who else has the time in the middle of the day
That is true.
or all night long to go watch the taping of something? Like, who's into whatever that is? So, like,
And even
I've
those
seen
people
it with,
shouldn't be doing it, right? Because they're neglecting their cats
Well,
to go to the taping.
What's crazy? So when I did the Disney thing, I actually got paid. I was part of a casting agency that paid me, but a majority of the people there were doing it for free. So their payment was they get to enjoy and say that, I'm going to be on TV. I get to see this
Right.
celebrity, which I'm
Do you hate those people when you're there with them?
No, I think I'm better than them because I'm getting paid. You suckers are. they're free.
You're just doing this because you think this is fun. I'm a professional.
But anytime you see like any large crowd, like the Super Bowl halftime show, like the All-Star weekends for the NBA, anytime that there's random people on there, they're all unpaid, like general casted people.
I always wanted to be one of those people that was unique
wants
enough to be the floor at an MTV event. The
Yeah.
ones where you've got like whomever it is at the time walking through the crowd, and you can tell these people are all plants.
Oh, yeah.
But somehow they got in there, and because they're like they all know what to do. They're all smiling. They're all hands by their side, not
Yep.
touching anyone. It's very weird.
Another crazy part is you're there all day. Like it's a 12-hour day for you to maybe do 30 minutes of taping. At most.
and you're just in a sea of people. Like, no one can. You'd have to look at the broadcast, stop it at a certain point, and be like, "See that face is mine." Like, is that benefit? Is that worth it? Like,
It's the shout out on the radio.
Yeah.
12 hours
I
of
think it's
standing
the-
all day.
It's the experience
miss-
of saying you were there, maybe
Yeah.
seeing the
Yeah.
entertainment. You got to meet Julianne Hough, or maybe at least you saw her. You were part of the essence of the day.
Well, and nowadays they don't. Depending on what you do, sometimes they confiscate your phones, or you have to like put them in a locker or whatever. But other times, people have them. So when they're not taping, people are whipping out their phones, taking photos like crazy. I got to get a really cool shot of the castle, like in the middle of the night with no one around, and full projection
that's
lighting and
cool.
everything.
with like all they did it up right, yeah. 'Cause they don't keep that thing on all the time.
Oh yeah.
So they tape all night long, right?
Yep.
It's big when the park's closed.
Yep.
So the people that are there for free literally are there from 10 at night to 7 in the morning. And they just for the fact to be in the crowd.
Can you imagine how
And
sad
watch
that
us
is?
live. Why?
Can you imagine how sad that would be? You're
How
taking
good
a,
is it?
You're taking
Can
a,
you leave if you want to?
I mean, yeah, they can't keep you there without,
Right.
against your will.
You're
But
taking a poop at like 4 a.m. No one's, what I mean? Like, be
Kingdom.
sad.
Like,
You're
is
sitting
it
in there.
worth
like,
it? Like, you got paid to do it, and it's still it's miserable, right?
oh yeah, it was awful.
It's
much you
just
get
like
paid?
people are doing it for free.
Yeah. Well, so I was there from like 10 to 6 a.m. and it was about $200 to do it.
okay.
And it's not the best, but it was one of those I'm never going to do it again. But it's one of those.
Right.
Hey,
But at least
I
you got
You got a
$200.
story,
yeah.
But it's like to do it for like any of that stuff, even the halftime show at
Yeah.
the Super Bowl, right? So those people don't even get to watch the game. They don't get seats obviously
Yeah.
or anything. Like they get ushered into an area where you have to wait basically like 3 hours before the game even starts until the halftime. Then they run you out there. You get on,
I want
and then
for Christmas is you.
you're waving some light up wand, and then they're like, "Go, get off!" And
Pretend
then-
it's cold. Pretend it's cold.
And then you run back to another area. They feed you cold sandwiches.
Oh no, they don't even feed you.
Okay, wait.
You get just one of those like tiny little bottles of water that they give to babies,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's it.
And then I'm sure they say
no
get
baby
that
water?
They're like, please show yourself out. This like that's all. Like what Is that fun?
Yeah. At least
Thank you so much for your time today. Give yourselves a great round of applause.
That's exactly it.
Give yourself the great
Is
round
that
of applause.
fun?
One of the best groups that we've had.
At least
It's
Someone
just a
needs a-
bragging thing, I think.
Oh,
to
is
just
it
say
fu-
you were there.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does anybody care? Like, is
Yeah.
it-
Other like Disney nerds, yes.
well, no, I'm saying for the halftime. I'm switching.
Yeah.
Like, for the halftime, like, someone told you,
Yeah,
like,
that-
hey,
yeah,
I ran out to the
Yeah.
halftime.
I'd be like, that's pretty
I
cool.
went-
Yeah, I would. I'd be like, that's cool. 'Cause if you
You
think about
got
it.
one pretty cool.
I know
Yeah,
it
yeah.
takes a lot to
It's a very good.
I know
Yeah.
it takes
You
a lot.
did 12 hours of work for one pretty cool from a friend you barely like?
It would be like this. Tell me. It's just like we're having a conversation.
Oh.
I'll do it for real.
Well, last Super Bowl,
Yeah.
the weekend, how they did this.
Yeah, I
Corona, there
enjoyed
was-
that.
There was no,
I like his music.
There was like a less audience because of Corona and everything. But
Yeah,
I
you were
got-
out there, right?
Yeah, it was a 14-hour day. We showed up. We gave us one water, and then we ran out.
Did you
there.
get to meet the Weeknd?
No. He
Oh.
was 100 feet away
That's
from me.
cool.
I saw him from 100 feet,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then we were on there, and then we ran off, and then that was it.
That's cool.
the only thing.
There we go. We did it. That was good
Somebody in the
props.
Is it
chat.
worth it?
Somebody in the chat
Some of our
was
best
one of the people at the Super Bowl crowd halftime show.
That you got to call in.
The only thing
I need to find out if it's worth it.
thing I
It
can
can't be
think-
worth it.
They
To
didn't.
be
They did not get to watch the game. They weren't even in the stadium really, except for the halftime. They did not feed them.
Yeah, you basically
Yeah.
you sit in a loading. Not even sit. You get to stand in a loading dock for 2 hours, just chit chatting amongst the crowd around you.
Maybe it's because we did this for so
We've
many
done
times.
this.
Like I've done this for so many halftime shows.
It doesn't move a
and
needle for us anymore.
Like I hate
I've been behind. I've been backstage.
There's
at every
nothing
venue
magical
in
about
Orlando.
it.
Every
It actually-
venue in Orlando, I've been
Hold
backstage,
on.
and in all of it's garbage. It's all terrible.
It takes the magic away.
It does.
It
Oh, yeah.
ruins.
It ruins it.
Like I can't even go to a monster truck show with my sons because I can't even be around it because
tainted now.
So many times I had to
Yep.
sit before, like get there
I'm like,
3
this
hours
sucks.
early.
Let's go home.
Put up the box and all and then just wait for my time to run out there, do the thing, come back, and then can't wait to go home. All I can think about is going home.
The only benefit I could potentially see is that you get like a free 15-minute concert that you normally would be paying hundreds
Right.
of dollars on for floor seats to
Yeah,
an actual concert.
you're bringing up the one thing that I think is of value is like, let's say there's a commercial that they're filming at Disney and Adele's going to be there and you're there and you get to see
Yep.
Adele literally say, and you're
Cool.
like, and look, I don't care who you are, I like music and I'm a musician, so that would rate high, and it wouldn't to you guys. I understand that, but if I'm trying to think of a band. Let's say I got to see.
Let's say Travis Pastrana was there and he goes, I'm going to do some
Oh,
bicycle
that's perfect.
flips. Tom Van would be like, hey, I
You're
don't have
asking
to,
the wrong person.
I don't have to pay
Because
for it.
none of this will move. You can mention any name, and I'll never wait for 12 hours to run out there for 15 minutes to look at it.
Only Tommy and Max, and even then he can play the whole time.
My son's not doing it. But I'm saying there's no person that you could tell me. Now, I'll pay to see a concert for like Adele. And now, if I couldn't afford it,
I gotta
maybe.
see Tom at a concert because what do you just sit there with your arms?
Yeah,
in your hands?
no, he's
Like,
he'll sit there and
do you bob your head? You tap your toes? Anything?
No, he doesn't
I'll
move.
sing along.
Like
Why
he'll
even
get done,
go?
and then we're watching Badfish, a Sublime cover band, and they get
I
done.
sang Santeria.
and we get to the end of it. And we're like,
I got drunk. I enjoyed it.
he'll lean in occasionally. The only thing
I'm not
he
that
said,
grumpy. I'm just
you're grumpy.
trying to
The only
analyze.
thing he said at Badfish at the House of Blues, he leaned in and he goes, they're named after a Sublime song. That was it. Only thing
I
he
can see
said.
be like,
I need to know why. Why are they doing it? Because there's no one's giving me an answer.
I want to
that
know
makes
why you go
sense.
camping. You know what I mean?
Well, for
It's the same thing.
Making memories, scream making memories, and you got it. What if it's all just comes down to screaming making memories?
Yeah, because then you could be like, remember that one time
What
we
am I
spent
gonna
12 hours
do?
at Disney? Yeah.
because at least like
It could
so,
be
It's a
put
story.
It's in the same category, although the being involved in the halftime show or any of these
So
things.
your
where-
family camping and being a fat person at a 12-hour commercial shoot is exactly the same. Okay.
if my sons were like, I want to do that so bad, like I'll do it for them. I guess I can't understand doing it for yourself, for your own memory. Like, what memory is this?
so there's an offshoot of that
12 hours of sitting underneath the stadium with like drinking a water, like pooping in the porta potty.
I understand why you have kids now.
And then you run out on the field.
So there's a bit of an offshoot that may be a little bit better, but seat fillers. So for like award shows and stuff, the seat fillers, you're almost like the ball boys in tennis, where you're just off to the side. The moment a celebrity gets up to like use the restroom, do press, do whatever, you fill in their seat, and you're sitting there like surrounded by a bunch of other celebrities.
Well, that's cooler. Well,
Yeah.
if someone told you that's a story, you're like, I sat next to Kanye West for 5 minutes while Kim Kardashian accepted an award. Like, that's cool. Like, that's a story where it's like, whoa, you put on a tuxedo. Like, you know.
I think they should stop doing that, though, so we can see which celebrities poop the most. That's what I want.
But it's like we yell about going to Times Square for New Year's Eve.
You're wearing a diaper for 24 hours. Yeah, it's a 24-hour trek.
Nobody can explain why they did that to me, and it makes sense.
But you like to explain away
Experience
everything.
Yeah, it's just an experience.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Our producer Samantha's here. The fish, the gentleman that handled our fish came last night.
Yeah.
We have a new technician. He is a very attractive muscle man. Very attractive muscle man. And it was, I'll just say this.
You watch him on the video?
Joy watching him clean our tank.
Don't watch.
I watch muscle men clean our tank.
Is there a playback there? Can I watch it?
Yeah, I'll watch it with you.
Okay.
We're going to have to be in separate rooms, though, because,
That's fine.
I like to leave a tip for those guys.
Just the tip.
Before we get to our guest, I have one more thing that I have to mention.
We put a 20 on the top of the tank?
We should put a 20 on the top of the tank. We need to do something for our cleaning lady from Her Majesty Services, and here's why. I see that somebody's at the office, right? I see the alarm go off that somebody's in the office. It was on Thanksgiving at like 5 p.m.
Oh, my God.
Our cleaning lady.
Oh, they came on Thanksgiving?
They came on Thanksgiving, but at the time when everybody else was like, well,
eating their dinner.
Should we eat? And they're like, well, I guess I'll
scrub
clean.
the toilet at the T&D studio.
Walmart's not even open. Why?
T&D studios are.
It was very sad. So I'm going to get her a gift card because she's lovely. She's a beautiful woman. But anyway, it is Weird Job Wednesday time, buddy. Let's, where is it? Where's my button? Okay, here. We're weird jobbing. That's a true story about the cleaning lady.
Tom wanted to do a bit. He called it Weird Job Wednesday. Dan really likes it. Tom says that's bullshit. It's another Weird Job Wednesday. What are you doing? What is your job? Are you neat? Are you tidy? Or are you a fat slob? Do you make lots of money and you sit up in your tower looking down on all the people who are working by the hour? It's a Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Oh yes, it's Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
Weird Job Wednesday brought to you by Streamline Florida. If you want to refi or you need a mortgage, talk to Brian Zymel and his team. They will help you out. Just give them a call. They can tell you if it's a good idea over the phone. With very few pieces of information, they'll be like, all right, either you refi and get this rate.
It's a simple process. It doesn't take a lot of time to contact Brian Zymel.
Take money out of your house, the equity, pay off credit cards, whatever you want. Just talk to them, and they'll figure out if it's a good deal for you. Me and Daniel have done it, and hundreds of BDMs have done it. So on the line with us, we've got Daddy Applesauce.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is
that's the only name I remembered. I'm sorry.
Twitch username, Nicholas.
Nicholas.
Hey, what's up, Nicholas? Thanks for joining us on Weird Job. What is your weird job?
Thanks for having me. No, I am the owner of a human capital management firm based out of Gainesville, Florida.
I have no idea what that is, but I'm intrigued.
The fact it's called human capital management.
I feel like this is legal.
Your capital is humans?
This is legal human trafficking. That's my guess.
Yeah. It sounds like you have some sort of control.
It sounds like you're using us as batteries to help the aliens.
Yeah. In a Matrix-like scenario.
Human capital, and he's in a bunker. Maybe we shouldn't do this segment.
This is a harsh one. I've never seen a man so hell-bent on destroying the world call in for weird jobs.
Yeah. So, explain to us what that means.
So basically what that is we do a plethora of services from like payroll to accounting to HR. To
all the stuff nobody wants to do.
That's exactly right.
There is a market for this, man. This is cool. All right.
Also,
Can you
Nicholas,
help Tom get my paycheck to get to me on time?
That's not on him.
That's a problem.
That's like supply chain.
that's on Wachovia.
We're out of checks.
Yeah. Like, I put it in the system. I have no
It's
idea
true,
how it
because
works.
mine's later than yours. My last check came 17 days late. I'm like, 17 days? I could have lost my house in 17 days.
And it came with a note. It's like, wait 3 days to cash it.
Oh, my God.
And it was signed. Go ahead.
I was going to say, providing it's not a bank problem, I can absolutely help you with that. 17 days.
Yeah, 17 days. Tom always forgets our check.
Can you help me for free? That's the most important part of it.
Can he grift you?
Yeah.
We might be able to work something out.
All right.
So, Nicholas, how did you start this? I could automatically tell just by a short conversation with you.
You're a smart cat.
Yeah, that you're smart.
Yeah,
Same
you
thing
can
with
see
Juan
it.
and stuff.
Yep.
Like, when you talk to a smart person, like, instantly after, 5 sentences, you're like, this guy is a very smart person.
You have
smarter than me.
You have a good sense of humor. You don't take yourself too seriously, and I can already look at you and tell that you're not afraid of hard work at all. Like, you're like, I'll work, I'll do whatever it takes. Not a big deal. Like, you're right. You can see those things in people.
And also, I feel the embarrassment if I explain to you how this business runs.
Yeah. So Tom stepped aside. It's a first.
Because I can tell by the way you're building your business, you have an idea, some sort of plan.
He's got a plan, an outline.
There's an outline. There's something.
I mean, you can leave it
written down. Yeah.
Look at him on the screen. I mean, just he's got a whiteboard. He's got calendars back there. He's got what appears to be a picture of his family, so you know he loves somebody. There's a lot of good back there.
Yeah, you have a map of Florida.
Well, that's the place.
Those are the targets.
That's where he wants to bomb.
Bullseyes.
Yeah.
There's one in the studio.
Yeah. I do see a massive bullseye near the studio. Flames. You drew a lot of flames on that with that red Sharpie.
There's yarn and little pins and all this and bingo bongo.
And then I looked up on your ceiling and you wrote around the edges of the walls a different manifesto. It goes in a circle.
This is good for his business.
Until it reaches the center where it just has the word Satan written real large.
That's the problem when BDMs do these things, so we can't help but
He's
make
a
fun
hookup,
of you.
too. He's on the BDM hookup
He's
stage.
a hookup, satanic hookup?
We like making fun of smart, nice people. It's
Terrible.
We don't like it. We just specialize in it.
But we think you like it, but we know you don't.
Yeah. I mean, we see you laughing, but you could be crying.
Yeah. We have no idea. So, how do you go about building this business? Where does it start?
Oh, man, you just got to get nice and mad. I think that's probably the best way to do it.
Well, that's how I do it. This stinks.
It's falling apart over here.
I'm mad every day, and it doesn't help me when everybody just like, why are you so mad? I'm like, I'm trying to work.
Yeah. How long ago did you start this? And did it come out of did you see the need? Were you already working in it? And what made you decide, well, I think I can do this?
Yeah, I did see the need, and I was working in it. So long story short, I started working for Bank of New York Mellon, right out of college. I got stupid lucky. And I got stupid lucky working there. I got drunk with a guy from a bar, and he introduced me to his dad, and I filled out an application, and his dad talked to me, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to give you a chance. You seem highly intelligent. Same thing you guys.
Hold on, I think your bomb's ready.
You better take your bomb out of here. Don't be overcooking those bombs. They'll go off.
Sorry, go ahead. I can't help myself.
Nah, so I just got super lucky, man. Literally just a series of luck. I got a job out of college working for Bank of New York, and then I worked for ADP for a while. I got kind of fed up with the corporate thing and said, hey, I know there's more money to be made in this. I talk to people who are making more money doing the same thing that I'm doing, and I guarantee you they're working from home. They're getting paid. Why am I not doing this? So I found a company that was basically like payroll mercenaries, right? And that's some of the stuff that we do. So your payroll person, they come in, they quit. right? You got to process the payroll. Your HR person comes in, they quit, they get COVID, whatever it is. My company will pick up the slack. So you call me, we can come through and we can actually take care of that for you. My employees are trained in a plethora of like mainstream software. So in a nutshell, I found this other company doing that. And I said, wait a second. I said, I can do that too. And then my phone started ringing. Hey, how do we get a hold of you? Where are you working now? Well, you can just call me, baby.
All right, Daddy Applesauce.
Daddy Applesauce gonna change the game.
So
I love it, man.
now I imagine the scenario going into like where you meet some guy that owns some casinos in the Ozarks. And then you, because you're super smart, you know how to funnel the money.
Then your wife starts cheating on you, and then you push your boyfriend out of a window or something. Or she did. Did she do that?
Yeah, because it seems like you would be very, very
And
valuable
every time I look
to
at you,
the criminal
I'm like,
underworld.
that's the guy from Dodgeball. I can't take it seriously. It's the Dodgeball guy. It's the Bateman, right? I can't do this. I'm out.
So basically, you saw a need and in a market that wasn't oversaturated, because it seems like a type of business. People don't want to get into businesses that aren't sexy, and I'll explain that. Like, everybody wants to own a brewery, right?
Sexy's always been my business, Tom.
Like, people want to own a brewery, they want to start a podcast, they want to own a merchandise company, something.
Photographer.
Things that sound fun.
Yeah.
Photography studio.
A bar. It used to be a bar. Like, everybody wanted to own a bar because that was like the cool thing to do. And so then all these other like businesses that make the world run, right? That
The world runs on Dunkin'.
but it's like payroll's not particularly sexy. It's not as sexy as a bar, right? Like, or a brewery or whatever. And so you saw.
But he opened up the world's first sexy payroll called Coyote Payroll.
It's like Craig from Pirate Spot saw that there was a market for people that knew how to do really good business in the fireworks industry, because he looked around, he's like, man, with a little good business practices, I can run a successful fireworks empire, because everybody else is yahoos that don't know what the hell they're doing.
If you could streamline, you can't because it's a government deal, but if you could streamline and privatize through like Tom and Dan's DMV, where we have like a sub bar and coffee machines, you just go there and we run it. But you can't do that, right? That's just not a thing. But finding something where there's horrible service and then fixing that is a great idea.
Or like businesses that people don't think about, like payroll. Like a lot of small businesses need someone to run their payroll.
Payroll's you could make an argument it's the most important thing because you got to get your employees their money. Hence the reason that it does mess things up for me a little bit when my check is late. It does, no, I'm just being honest. I'll just tell you what happens. My wife complains to me, why is your check late? I say, I don't know nothing. I don't care about nothing. She's like, I knew that. Talk to your...
and it's a paper check, and then you got to wait for it to deposit in the bank before you can access your money.
She's
it's
like,
a whole
talk to
thing.
your mom now.
Can we get some direct deposit?
Bill Cosby.
What year is it?
And then I have to take money out of savings, and I got to
you got to roll it over.
I got to steal from Paul to pay Peter, whatever that...
Just know when you text me, hey, my check's late, can you check out what's going on? I go to SunTrust and I'm like, what's the password again? And then I don't even know where to look. And then I say, it should be there soon.
Yeah,
but
accurate.
I looked at the computer screen and nothing's happening, but I assure you it will be there.
It's kind of like when your Zoom audio doesn't work, you just stare at the bottom of the screen.
You point.
And then I'm like, well, it should be there any day now.
Yeah, Zoom meeting is like point at my ears, point at my mouth, point at my ears, point at my mouth, point at camera.
So, Nicholas, do you see a lot of small businesses that deal with the same problems that we deal with? We don't know what the hell we're doing.
You guys keep me afloat. That's exactly right. Yeah.
It's like,
and if you guys are actually having those problems, and that's not like a bravado issue, if you guys are actually having those problems,
Bovada. That's where I gamble.
That's who pays my checks. I get my checks from Bovada, which is weird, but
in Chinese yang, which is weird. Then you got to go to the airport to exchange it.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing. So yeah, I guess people that are building businesses, they obviously need you because there are certain things that you got to sub out. I tell people all the time, I'm like, why are you still doing your own accounting? Like, just get an accountant. You're probably shortchanging yourself because you don't know all the tax laws. Like, you get a professional to do certain things, it'll actually save you money. You think, like, oh, well, that accountant cost me money, but you could be saving money because you don't know the tax laws because you have no business doing your own accounting, you know? And
true.
You know, so people think they're saving $300 and they're actually missing out on $800 or whatever it is. So is that pretty accurate?
That's you're spot on. I mean, that's the thing, you know, and a lot of, I think what I do too is, you know, I started this and I said, okay, I'm going to target like these bigger clients and I'm going to try to run more mainstream software. And while I am fortunate enough to have one or two of those, where I'm finding the best luck is pivoting. So small businesses, right? Anybody who's under 50. So I've had a lot of people come to me, trade work, electricians, contractors, things like that, where literally I'm good at doing what I do, but I don't know lick about payroll or payroll taxes or how to take care of my LLC or my corporation. And that's where we come in.
Yeah. And you should use a third-party company for that stuff because just stick to what you're good at. You know, why are you trying to do things that you have no business doing? You're only hurting yourself to save what? Like, you know, that's, you know, I've done it before. And I think every small business, as they grow, they learn, like, it's just so much
Well, it's
easier.
hard to give up. I think it's personally hard once you've started something and you're kind of enmeshed in it. It's difficult to give up pieces of that.
Yeah.
You know, to source it out, and give the role to somebody else. I mean, it takes a lot of trust to do stuff like that.
Nicholas, I'm always fascinated with anybody who works from home because I always scream, "What do you actually do? Like, how many times are you typing?" Like, we almost like, what is it? My buddy the Wizard works from home, and I'm like, how many times? Like, are you talking to someone on the phone? Are you just typing the whole time? Are you looking at the screen? Like, what are you doing?
I don't think I could do it because I think I would be like, what do I have to do today? I'll do it at 3. I'll get to it. I'll be going, do everything, and then I come home, I work as hard as I can for like a couple hours and get it all done because how much work do people have? If you had to add up all of your work and condense it into like how much actual work you have.
Office Space. It's like 15 minutes of actual work in an 8-hour work day.
Right. Like for us, it's a little different because I'm on the hook here. Like I can't.
If you count
up
this,
real-time audio. You just can't do it.
Yeah. So in a
lot of ways, this is the most difficult job in the world.
We work harder than
anyone.
Any job.
Most jobs.
Nurse, COVID nurse,
frontline,
firefighter, police officer, first responder, anybody in charity.
Yes.
Anybody.
Any government official.
President
certainly.
Biden.
Yeah, that guy. Don't give me start. I'll cut that out.
Sorry, nerd. I don't even remember.
Sorry, nerd. Is that why? Okay. I'm so sorry. He's like, sorry, nerd. Like, why would you say that?
I said Nicholas.
No, you did not. If we go back, you said, sorry, nerd. And you like.
No, I promise I did. I went to say Nicholas, and then I had the flip.
Nicholas, if I were you, I would stop listening to the program. I wouldn't stand for
He's
this.
an advertiser.
I know he is. You called him a nerd.
No, I didn't. He's on Hookups, and if you want to use Nicholas's
Thanks
service.
for being on Hookups, nerd.
Yeah, Nicholas knows. So how do people find out and contact you, Nick?
Best thing to do, go to my website, hcmtitans.com, and drop us a line.
Hey, you see them tight ones? Is that what it is? Hey, I see them tight ones.
HCM, Human Capital Management. So HCM Titans, Titans, or just head on over to the Hookups page at Tom and Dan.
That sounds like
yeah. We should be T&D Titans.
No, we can't find his style. We're like T&D. What's another kind of a Titan?
A hero.
Vikings?
No, Viking. No, Viking. Titan.
Warriors.
You guys are podcast Titans.
Warriors.
All right, Nick. We'll talk to you later. We appreciate you being a hookup.
Yeah, man.
Good luck building your business.
But you don't need luck. You're smart. You'll be fine.
Yeah. How rich do you think? Hold on.
He's going to get rich. Real rich.
Yeah. Like, how can you get rich enough to get a cigarette boat and put payroll money on the back? That's all I ever wanted.
Titans.
That's my dream.
Okay.
That's all. That's the only reason I've done this. It's not about my family. It's about a cigarette boat.
Yeah. As long as you have your priorities straight, I think you'll be just fine.
And these type of companies, you get to a certain point and
Sell it off.
Next thing you know, that's the thing.
You sell it off, right? Is that the goal?
Is
Like-
someone going to come in and offer you like $3.1 million, and then you just cash out, and then just dabble in some other stuff?
Yeah, then you're a consultant at that point. I've always wanted to get to the level of consultant, which really just means I'm rich and lazy, I'm living off my money, and I'm going to go around telling people, and it may not even be stuff that's helpful to you, it's just
just to get gas money for your boat.
I have gotten to a point where whatever worked for me may or may not work for you, but I'm going to yell it at you, and people are going to pay me to do that, right?
Yeah. Just your reputation alone. It doesn't even matter if you most people that hire consultants don't do what the consultant
No,
tells
they
them.
never do. They hire the consultant comes in and says, well, you got to fire this guy. And like, well, we can't do that. That's the guy. And then they're like, well, I don't know what to tell you. And they're like, you don't know nothing, consultant.
They paid you for that.
We actually do that. So I'll get calls occasionally that says, hey, I need to lay off like 50, 60, 70 people. Can you guys do it? And they'll actually hire us to come in. So there are some days where I'll
like
literally
Office
just sit
Space.
Like literally
and talk
Office
to
Space?
people I don't know and just fire them. Yeah.
What is it that you do here?
That's awesome.
Although that's easier to
Yeah.
fire a stranger, right?
Yeah.
Than the person that's been working
That you
with you
see
for
every
3
day,
days.
yeah.
That you watch eat her lunch in the break room, and Sally is like got a husband and some kids, and you have to fire her. Like easy to fire a stranger. That I never even thought that companies did that. Like that.
You've seen Office Space.
I thought that was in a movie as a
Oh,
joke,
man.
like a giant corporation will bring in people just to fire their employees.
No.
We got the idea from Office Space. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Anybody ever started like
Crying?
begging for their job back?
You better help me, Mad Bomber.
It gets messy. I mean, it really does get messy. What's interesting is you can always kind of go back and say, hey, listen, I'm just the HR guy, right? You've never seen me. I've never seen you. Here's the paperwork. Here's the packet. You take it, they get it out, and you say, hey, same thing. I think you're smart, and I think you're going to do fine in the future, and maybe this didn't work.
You're lying,
Oh,
Nick.
you're lying to people. Oh, my God, Nick.
You have no idea
See,
if they're
we
smart.
weren't lying to you because you're smart. Like, I could look in your eye and you're like, this guy's got it.
Yeah.
But so many people I look at, I'm like, oh, look at that person. Yuck.
Like, this will be a hindrance in your life.
Yeah. I'm
You'll
like-
have a rough time
I'm like-
finding another career.
Some people you look at them and you're like, I don't know if you're going to get another one. This is your one.
Although easiest time to fire people nowadays because there's so many jobs available. It's not like we're in a recession where jobs are hard to find. It's like go out there and find any job you want, right? Every company's hiring, so I guess
Any job will do.
Nowadays, it's not that bad.
No, people have been. You would notice a lot of people. Their response was, "Well, I was going to quit anyways."
Yeah.
By the time you're calling me and you've got problems. So
That's what they all say, though.
Yeah.
They were writing out forever, Nick.
Yeah,
I
I feel like if you were, then, I mean...
Yeah.
You brought lunch today, which leads me to believe you were not going to quit. You brought a half of a pizza.
I always
I
had
went by your desk. I saw it.
Yeah.
You're lying.
Oh, Nick, you cursed on the
Yeah,
radio.
you got comfortable. I like this guy.
I always had an I quit chambered in case I saw management at the radio jet, like waiting for me when I walked out. Yeah. So at least I'd get the satisfaction of quitting before they fired me. Because once they call you in the office, just quit. No reason to go through the awkward.
No, just don't go to the office unless they
Just
have
be
a
like,
cake.
Why does anybody even go to the office? Just be like, I know what's happening. I'm out of here.
Bye-bye.
But you have to sit there and be told
I did
like
that for my
a
exit
baby.
interview. I did that for my exit interview, and then I had one other thing to do with HR, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. And they're like, you have to do it. I'm like, what if I don't show up? What are you going to do? You're not going to arrest me. I mean,
You don't have to do anything.
and I didn't do it, and then nothing happened.
I'm
I'm virtually certain they took all my files and just punted them in the trash. Anyway, right? Like, why would you even keep that?
Yeah, they just erase your existence of it.
Yeah, you just put you in the trash.
They keep it for 1 year in case you sue, I think.
yeah.
And then,
God, where did we put that? He's suing.
all right, Nicholas, we appreciate the interview today, and sorry we made fun of you so much, but you're a nice guy,
It's all good. Thank you guys for having me. And seriously, if you guys are having some payroll things, email me. We'll work it out.
Okay,
right.
yeah, we'll
Cool.
shoot you an email. And you can find him on Hookups as well. There you go.
Awesome.
All right, man. Have a good rest of your day, and thanks for the time, okay?
Thanks, guys.
All right, man. Be
See ya.
good.
All right, we'll be right back. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha's here. Butler is here. And our good friend Kenny is here. What's up, Kenny?
Hey-o.
Good to see you, man. Thanks for lingering.
So let's do some emails, and we'll do a couple emails and then talk.
I can warm up voicemails too if the emails aren't fitting your fancy, sir.
Christmas gifts and what holidays.
Are you done with your Christmas shopping? Anybody done with their Christmas shopping yet?
No.
I'm not. I don't know that I'll be able to do Christmas shopping this year. We might skip Christmas. This year.
We're not doing anything for ourselves, and a little bit's taken care of, but it's lean.
Have you ever done the Black Friday where you like wake up at 5 in the morning and wait in line?
No.
I did it. I did it once or twice with mom and dad just to tag along. I don't. The only thing I remember my mom and my dad purchasing of a significant discounted rate because of Black Friday was a white sectional couch with different small, this is the style, it's a white sectional couch with different small, tiny, little colored knits all over it, almost like a confetti.
Oh.
It was a wild couch. My mom, we're typical Florida trash people. I think everybody in Florida has something tropical, right?
Did that require waking up at 5 in the morning to get, though?
Well, because it wasn't so much the couch as it was the deal on the couch, right? Like, the couch would still be there, but they only had this deal going where you got X amount percentage off. It was a couple $1,000, if I can remember correctly from my mom and my dad's argument over it.
Did any stampedes happen this year? Or
No.
Does that happen
I think
anymore?
that's done now.
No.
Like, that less people, the internet has caused...
Everything's either online or if they do in person, then it's one of those, we're just going to you're in line, let's hand you vouchers
Like a
for
ticket,
the item.
yeah.
So,
I don't like a voucher.
So-
I don't like a voucher. I like to hold the old school Game Boy. I like to hold the big box of the Sega Genesis.
just throw some bows with some old ladies.
Yeah, I don't like the voucher.
Are the people, like, it seems nowadays, the people that are waiting in line at the Best Buy, the day before to get the 50-inch TV for $150 or whatever.
Our buddy Tony Rage did this with a TV years ago. He went and he got a
Westinghouse.
Westinghouse TV. We made fun of him because we didn't know Westinghouse made TV.
But that was like 10 years ago.
It was.
But I'm saying, like, now, the people that are doing that, similar to the people that buy concert tickets and stuff, they're, like, doing it for resale or something like that. They're not doing it because they really wanted the TV.
To a certain extent. I still think there's people out there that it's really more so the deal. They don't necessarily want the TV. They're just like, I got this TV for 80% off, and that's why I'm waiting in line.
And they already have a TV. Well, that's
Probably.
insane. That's what I'm going. Is it all just insane?
Yeah.
A lot of it's
It's all
insanity.
insanity.
That's why it's not meshing in your brain, dude. I'm telling you, a lot of this, you're not going to be able to make sense of it because you're pretty logical cat.
It's like the extreme couponers.
Yeah.
They don't need 87 bottles of shampoo, but they're doing it just because they got the deal.
It's virtual insanity.
There was.
Hey, yeah, start moving our furniture around. If this couch starts moving on a conveyor belt, I'll go get my furry hat.
The only thing I can find about injuries from Black Friday this year was there was a shooting at a mall in North Carolina. Two different groups of people were fighting each other. One pulled out a gun, shot.
But that's not over TVs. That's just we hate each
6
other. We
people.
came to the mall to fight, right?
Yeah. That's I saw someone I hated. I started to fight. I go to my car and get my gun.
That's
I
like
start
every
shooting.
early 90s gangster rap. Every early 90s gangster rap CD had one portion of the CD where the guy'd be like, hey, isn't that Samantha over there? Yeah, that's Samantha. Man, I haven't seen her in a while. Well, I'll just roll up on her. And then you roll, and they you just won the wet t-shirt contest. You kill them, right? In every early 90s rap CD, there was one portion of the CD where they would show you how to kill someone.
Do they do sketches and bits on albums anymore?
Yes.
Still?
Yeah, they don't hold up, though.
I think you guys talked about this. That's where I'm getting this
It's
information
not
from.
as prevalent, but people are trying to bring it back, and I would say normal. It's more normal in hip hop. You're not going to get a lot of that in the rock. Rock's dead, right? What is rock now? Is there any rock music out there?
Maroon 5.
That's not. Oh my God! Can you just kick you out of our studio now?
What's hip hop nowadays? That's all over the place.
It is
too.
all over the
Everything
place.
is diluted to these mini genres of everything, right?
Man, I miss a good, remember on the Biggie CD? Oh, what's that red dot on your head? I miss that.
Not
Kids
as much
don't have
killing.
Not enough killing in the rap CDs these days. And look where we are. Are things any better?
Well, I think we're like the entire world and the internet. The internet has made everybody more cognizant about the fact that like Biggie and Tupac aren't hardcore guys in gangs that are doing the same stuff.
Guys in Gangs was a horrible Broadway show.
No, but I'm saying they're producing albums. They're rich and famous and living a different life than but they wanted to portray. There was a small period of time where like maybe they are like
we need to make this sound like we shoot people on Black Friday.
Yeah.
All right, put the sketch on there.
yeah. And meanwhile, they're just like touring and doing what entertainers do.
Correct. The real hard ass.
And they died over it, dude. They died over it.
The hard ass gangsters are the guys shooting people at the mall,
and they got killed over it because they were pretending to be that. Right?
Was 50 Cent the last like true gangster rapper that made it big?
Or MC Chris?
Okay.
They actually got shot. But the problem is, I don't know anybody now.
No,
you can say it like
and Nipsey Hussle. I mean, that's a sad one. Wow, that's real sad. Yeah, that's just like.
But
I would say that's the last one, right? That's the last huge one.
And
that guy was an awesome rapper too. My God, that's sad.
And he was trying to bring people up and trying to clean up his street.
Sounded like it to me,
right?
yeah.
Like he was trying to get people out of that lifestyle, right? And like do good for his community.
That's what it sounded like to me, man. That's
that's why everybody was so upset that he got murdered because it's like this guy was trying to do good. Anyway, what do we got for the first email?
Dog radio. Hey guys, I was just listening to your segment on the last show where you discussed Real Radio promoting dog radio, and Tom mentioned that it could help your PPM meters, which made me laugh because I used my dogs as PPM slave laborers for years. My wife and I had the Nielsen meters for 3 or 4 years, and you get points by staying active and keeping the meter moving, and you get paid based on your amount of movement. We would always forget to wear them or put them in our pockets, so after 4 months, we found a workaround. We figured out that the belt clip could be easily clipped onto our dogs' harnesses, and our dogs are almost constantly moving. So for the next 3+ years, we put our meters on the dogs and let them do all the work. Even when they slept, their breathing was enough to keep the meter moving, and we maxed out our payment every month.
So I say to you, Radio, is this how you want to decide your bonuses? Is this how you want to rate yourself based on a dog's breathing?
I'm mad at everybody in this scenario, even the dog. Because I'm mad at this guy for even going through that length for what? $30 a month?
You're not doing anything but clipping something on your dog's collar.
But all he's doing is a sweepstake, right? That's what he's doing.
But every day you had to put this on your dog's collar and then back on the charger because it has to be a charger every day.
I tell my dog to do that.
But $30
we would charge them 2 or 3 nights a week and just put them on the dogs the next morning. Never left the radio on because they're deaf. But if any listener ever gets the chance to participate, I highly recommend letting your dogs do the work for you. Love you guys in the show.
There you go.
But cost-benefit analysis, Tom, it's like maybe 2.5 minutes of work for $30. That's pretty good.
That's great. Passive income coming in. Your dogs are...
No, it's more than that. You're that $30 a month. They're getting they pay like $1 a day for that kind of stuff.
That's 2 streaming services for free.
Yeah.
To put
you don't live like the rest of us, man.
You're not doing that.
The trenches were poor.
You're not doing that. No one here.
I'm not doing it. I'm an instigator.
I would 100% do that.
I would.
If that's all I had to do.
Yeah.
Put the thing on the charger, then put it on your dog.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
also, if there's no radio playing, then it's just picking up this. You didn't listen to any terrestrial radio
so
at
there'd be
all.
no reason to do it. Unless I could change the outcome of some fat radio guy's bonus.
Is it picking up FM signals? Because it could just pick up random signals, even if you don't have like an actual radio.
I think it picks up whatever is in the vicinity, and it could be anything.
I think it's anything that's audible. I don't think it can pick up, because they were scamming the system for a while, that radio stations realized that their signal could carry further, and even if you couldn't hear it, it would pick it up. A PPM meter would pick it up if they made it like some sort of length or whatever the hell archaic technology radio is. But they were scamming, and then they fixed the PPM meters.
At this point, it's like the message is coming back from an alien satellite. It's like, like, what are we even doing here?
But again, it's like, what is this proving? I don't. It's nothing.
I mean,
nothing.
I don't know about you guys, because I'm not both feet in radio anymore. But if I had both feet in radio, and I got an email from somebody saying that my entire business was based on dog collars, and I'd be like, this is stupid. That's what I would say.
People's livelihoods.
Yes.
Like, this is the way you somehow try to accurately.
It's flawed because you're using dogs. It's flawed.
Tell someone they're doing a good job. Is this?
No, people theoretically, and I am being serious when I say this. That bothers me a lot, because theoretically there could be a potential scenario where you or a person's family get let go, you get fired because your dog wasn't picking up enough signals on its dog collar. collar.
Yeah.
And that's
one
not-
meter can make a difference.
Yeah, that's dumb. Put that on a shirt. 1 meter makes a difference, Tom and Dan.
Also, I want to find out how much it is because it could be less than $30 a month. Like people will do a lot for. I had a buddy.
little?
I had a buddy that would drive around town looking for free air, like before Wawa. This is like back in.
That's Logic, man. You can say his name.
Yeah. And I was
He
like,
hates it when we
Well,
talk
that's not
about
very logical, is it?
No,
No,
it isn't.
it's
It's
not.
mentally ill cheap.
Tom would tell
That's
him
what I'm
that.
saying. Like
Tom would tell him that. He'd say, you're a sick person. if you do that. Tom, look, you say what you will about this guy. He will plunk down the money to save himself some time. He will.
Well, let me ask this though: do you use coupon codes when you buy stuff online?
There's no way he does.
I do.
That's what I'm saying. But
I
I'm
do.
like, again, cost benefit analysis. You're spending maybe 2 minutes searching for coupon codes that can save you 20% off your order.
He doesn't know what
Now,
cost benefit analysis is.
I will
Business department.
steal a college kid's name to get $100 NFL pass. I will do but that's $300 I'm saving, and all I have to do.
Yeah,
is,
Christine just reminded me of the best one I had growing up was my father would drive to Barberville from DeLand to get cheaper gas. But my rationing, even as a young middle school child, would be like, well, you're burning gas to get there and burning gas to get back. So why don't you just go up the road right here to the gas station across the street and pay a couple cents more? It's all going to work out in the wash.
Like you got a 20-gallon tank. What is that, 48 cents? There's no way your time is worth 48 cents an hour of your time.
Now, I've been
As
thinking
an
about
adult.
this. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. You know, the holidays, you do some introspective, you do a little wandering in the mind, right? You go for a little walk in there. And I think that I figured out that my father was never truly trying to save money. I think that my father had figured out a clever way each week to get in his Nissan Maxima and drive it really fast, maybe even sneak a cigarette and get some alone time as he drove up there to fill up the tank.
Oh, yeah.
And I never thought about that. I always thought he was trying to save money. And then for a split second, I'd go, man, this guy's an idiot. My dad is stupid.
Yeah,
But you
you're
know
right.
what? He's
It
not.
could be-
He's not. I think it was all a ruse. He'd get in there. Sometimes he'd just be in his boxers. I mean, I don't even think he's pumping gas. I think he's just going to drive out there. And he'd drive out to Barberville and fill his tank at a 76 Unicoal, right?
Yeah.
The old 76 station. We'd go up there to get the cheaper gas. I think he just wanted to avoid me and Mom.
Let's do another email.
Okay. I accidentally convinced a guy to mutilate his penis. Hey, show. So after listening to Not David on genital anesthesia, the question came up if a woman could convince a man to get circumcised. Turns out a girl can inadvertently convince an ex-boyfriend to pierce his D. I briefly dated this nerdo, we'll call him Ned. Ned was perfectly fine if you like the color beige and undersalted food. It was one of those, what could it hurt to say yes to a few dates kind of situation. Yet Ned fell hard and fast for old pig tease.
This is our friend.
Yes.
This is Pig Tease. Well, she's pretty, so, I mean, I can see that.
Like too fast for comfort, so I had to nip that in the bud. I call things off, he cries, makes a mix CD that ends with Weezer's Say It Ain't So.
Oh, yeah, dude, that's good. I like that.
It's rough. Man, that's some high school stuff.
Hold on, I do that. I did that as an older man. I'll make a mix CD. Oh, yeah. I fall hard. Emotional
As a
people.
grown adult?
Oh, yeah, emotional people like me. I'm the king of mix CDs. I wrote a song for an ex-girlfriend, and it wound up in the hands of an old host I worked with, and he was threatening to play it on the show.
Oh.
And I'm like, you're a heartless... And she would... I blame her
Did you think
more.
it would work? That's what I would be like. That's a lot of work. This is definitely not going to work.
Now, when you're in love, because I've done it before, I think
you do think it. I think if I remember correctly, yeah, I was thinking that she would hear this and be like, "This guy's so
He loves me so
in love with
much.
me."
He
and
wrote this song
and
for
he's
me.
But I think
pouring
that's
his heart out.
why she broke up with
That's
him.
crazy. I gotta get away from him.
No. She was already broken up with me. But just women, once they're done, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard that before. It's true. When a girl says,
they're out.
we're done, there's not really...
There's no going back. A guy will go back.
A guy will go
They're
back.
like dumb dogs. Yeah,
We are like dumb dogs. Yeah.
I did a passive-aggressive CD once. A girl had broken up with me.
passive-aggressive.
Hold on, I've
CD.
never even heard of that.
So
What is that?
a girl had broken up with me, and I was, and then for some reason I was driving her somewhere, and so I'm like, oh, I'll just play some whatever CDs in my car, and it was all these like passive aggressive songs about how I'm heartbroken and you've crushed me, and it's like Tony Rich, nobody knows it but me, and just stuff like that. And then I'm thinking it's like, oh, this is gonna subtly implant in her mind to take me back, and
You're
then
a psychopath.
No, I can out-psycho him.
And then I found out later from a mutual friend, it's like, yeah, like immediately after she texted me, be like, you should have heard these songs I was listening to in the car. Like Kenny was totally
She was clowning all over you.
Oh my god,
Oh
totally
man,
bad.
you know how psycho I am. Back when you're getting broken up on or getting cheated on or something crappy, I would do the accidental text. Like I meant to text somebody else, but was so distraught that the text accidentally got sent to her.
I love her, dude.
Yeah, but it was like, she'll never know how much I love her. I was like, maybe if I implant these, maybe if I pretend and play like I'm texting, it's a lie. You're a psychopath.
That
if you do
is,
What the hell's wrong with you? But you're so manipulated in your mind because this person hurt you so bad that you got to figure out a way
Sounds
back
like
in,
you're
man.
being manipulative. I'm going to send her this text to pretend like I'm accidentally
absolutely.
sending
I
it.
think,
to someone
hold
else.
on.
You guys are nuts.
You gotta think like a
girl
murderer.
in these scenarios.
Yeah, you gotta think. Look, in order to catch a murderer, you got to think like a murderer.
And I'm always like, why are they listening to the CD from the person they broke up with?
Right?
Because I'm not listening to
Break it in
anything.
half.
It's like here's some cupcakes from the guy you just fired. I'm not eating those.
Right.
Why would I do that?
Well, the CD is not going to give you diarrhea, though. So there's that.
Yeah, but I
kill you.
I assume it's going to be for some passive aggressive or to try to get you, be like, get me back or whatever.
Now,
whatever
I will
it is,
say,
there's a reason I broke up with that person.
I've done some really sad, embarrassing things like, mix CDs, fake text messages because I'm just so heartbroken and sad. But I've also done, there's only one that I'm proud of where she was breaking up with me. She had cheated on me. The relationship was ending. We lived together, and we're going to go our separate ways and move all of her stuff out. And I asked her if she wanted to do it one last time.
Now
my
that I
God.
would do. That I would do. Because I
got to tell you, at the time, she took it as a joke. I was not kidding. She took it as a
One
joke.
more for the road.
She took it as a joke, and I laughed. I did that move where I'm like, well, you want to do it one more time? And she's, what, are you crazy? I'm like, I'm just trying to leave it on a light note.
I'm a jokester.
That's what I do professionally. I'm a prankster. I'm a merry prankster.
I'll take my CD back.
Thank you.
So you really don't want to do it? Okay. Well, I'll leave.
So continuing with this email, I know we got off on mixed CDs, but a few weeks later he reaches out about tickets we had to a show. It would be a waste of money for him not to go, he claims, so he'll see me there. Sure, why not? So we head to the show and he asks my plans after, and I say I'm going to get my eyebrow pierced. Sweet, beige little Ned decides he too will get a piercing and claims it'll prove he's not just some average guy.
I'm going to show you I've got what it takes.
The piercing?
I don't know.
I'm not
Dealing with.
boring.
You're dealing with a real Sid Vicious over here. What are they?
man.
I'm in a band now.
The piercing? A Prince Albert.
Oh.
Why a Prince Albert? Because I once mentioned a friend of mine had it, and he said it looked cool, I guess. After a lot of, no, seriously, you don't have to do that. Please, it's okay. You're cool in your own way, pleading, he decides to go through with it. I get my eyebrow pierced, and soon after he jumps on the table, whips it out, and chaos ensues. While piercing, the needle slips out, and the piercer is unable to put in the jewelry, so he has to re-pierce the urethra, resulting in the most blood I've ever seen pour from such a tiny hole.
Oh, man.
Ned turns white.
My heart hurt.
Me too. Did you? If you could watch that on Twitch, twitch.tv/Tom and Ed Live, Tom and I both were. It's like we're watching a shark attack.
I had a heart pain.
Sorry. Ned turns white, his D retreats into him, and he passes out. The piercer sends me out to grab him a soda to help pump some
Dude,
sugar
this guy
into
needs
him.
a Sierra Mist.
That'll fix it.
Don't pour it in his mouth. Pour it on his D.
What would pumping sugar in you? Okay. And like a World War II doctor, he finishes the job. I return to a pale Ned, shaky with a blood-soaked paper towel nestled into a Ziploc to prevent the blood from soaking through his pants. Imagine a baby turtle with a bull ring through its nose. That's Ned, and it's all my fault.
Oh.
Yeah.
But take that thing out,
That's
right?
on you, Christine, because you should have never, when Ned said, I'm going to do this, you should realize, he's only doing it to try to win me back.
He had no business tagging along with you at all, and you knew that.
And
you
if
took
I,
it too far.
And if I go there, this nerd's going to stab his D.
And you got great enjoyment out of it. You knew exactly what he was doing the entire time.
And you're not going to go back with him, and now he's got 2 holes in his genitals.
Do you think it would have changed anything had she said, listen, I'm not getting back with you if you do this? Would he still have done it?
Bye-bye.
I think she wanted to see if he'd go through with it. That's sick.
I think
you are sick,
I have to put 1% on Christine. I do. At least 1% because I know her we all know her. She's Twitch. She's heavy in the Twitch, and she's a very nice person. And I feel like there's a side of her, the majority of the side of her would say, "No, dog, I got to level with you.
Yeah.
This is not going to work."
Yeah, get your eyebrow pierced a different day.
Yeah. But the Tom and Dan side of her, because maybe we've had a little bit too much of an influence on her, was like, let's see if this nerd will do it, right?
Well, I think in everybody, you have a little bit of like, you get something out of the fact that someone loves you so much, or they're willing to do that, right?
Cut your hand off.
I think every human has a little bit of a, like,
I agree.
This person will
Everybody
do
does.
that for me?
Yeah.
Like,
it may not be apparent.
I don't know.
I know what you're thinking, Sam. It's not in you, but it's there. It's somewhere
just a
in there.
little bit of like, whoa,
Yeah.
this person will do that. They love me that much, or they want to get with me.
Everybody, no matter who you're with, you can, no matter how you define yourself,
It's
of
crazy.
sexual orientation or whatever, everyone enjoys the feeling of asking someone to do something to themselves and them doing it, and you mean, put this in that.
It's
Yes,
power.
do
It's
that.
power.
I told you to put that in there. I am the teller of putting things. Yeah, I think there's a
Like-
part of everybody who likes it.
The human being has evolved to get some enjoyment out of power, right? Like power equals some sort of strength, and we all have some sort
Money,
of
power, and respect.
Like, like some
UNITY, Queen Latifah.
evolutionary psychology to crave some power. And now, obviously, you got crazy, power-hungry dictators that have taken it too far.
Squid Game is
And
all
then you
about.
have very good.
But even before that, like, I even think your average person that doesn't have a, like, they're not a manager or whatever, like, they get some enjoyment out of some sort of power or something, right? Mm-hmm. Like, like I don't have an ego per se, but I have some ego, right? Everybody does.
Everybody does.
So, but I don't have it to the extent that Vince Neil has it or whatever, some, crazy egomaniac.
You know what I realized? And I got to be careful with this, is that if I don't, like, I'm now back to being lighter and tidying up my weight. And if I don't, I become Vince Neil, and it's horrifying. I have to be very careful, very careful, because I'm teetering on that. Because, Vince is, I believe he's Spanish, right? Or he's Puerto Rican?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's Latin, and you can start to see in some way the stereotype of like big fat Puerto Rican flea market dad. Like it's in there, it's in there somewhere.
Yeah. Everybody turns into an old man or woman stereotype.
He has Mexican ancestry on his mother's side and supposedly Native American ancestry on his father's.
God, why's he got to be a trashman?
You knew it.
I knew.
You knew it.
You could have
This
just.
guy loves feathers and rings, so yeah.
Yeah, like if I just let it go, I will eventually turn into Louis Anderson because I'm like, I have the body type and the white rosy cheeks of Louis
you do.
Anderson.
You just become like a tall, fat soup giant or something.
He's always wanted to host Family Feud, too.
Yeah. I'll start receding, my hair receding, long, fat Louis Anderson. I just have.
And I'm the Vince Neil.
Yeah.
And mine, you know why I'm the Vince Neil and Tom's not? Why Tom's the Louis and I'm the Vince? Is because I would still wear the embarrassing clothing, still clinging to youth. And that's what Vince does. I'd wear the flat brims, I'm wearing razzle jeans.
You can grow a beard, too, or have some sort of facial hair. Me and Louis can't.
Yeah, you can't do it.
There's a reason Louis doesn't have a beard.
Exactly, he can't do it.
Can't do it.
But he could put on camouflage and belly flop in a pool, I'll tell you that. Favorite show ever, Celebrity Diving, look it up. Another email?
Yeah.
Let's keep going. This is fun. Can I point something out? I'm going to get better in this holiday season of giving people compliments. I like having Kenny just... He doesn't even need to bring stories. I just kind of like he has a nice
Chimes in
presence.
every once in
He's
a
good
while.
on the couch, isn't he?
Yeah.
You're an excellent couch guest, Kenny.
Oh, thank you very much.
Very good. He just kind of... I like having him here.
Yeah. You'll talk when you need to, sit back when you need to.
You laugh at us. You look at me like
Run
I'm
to
funny.
go pee when you need to.
I'll end the show by saying I got a pee-pee.
I run out of here awkwardly because you pooped the couch.
All right.
All right, hey guys, I was listening to a ACT where you were talking about growing some pot in the garden. Without incriminating myself, I can tell you it's a lot easier than you may think to grow your own. I, quote, know a guy who threw a seed in a pot and let it grow. He ended up with a nice harvest. Too bad the state views growing even one plant, whether it's budding or not, as an instant felony. Until they change their views, I guess I'll just live vicariously through my friend.
Well, what I'm
I
saying
know a
is,
lot of people that have done that.
or yeah, I've known
I don't
people.
think they're coming after you unless you actually have like crops.
I'm going to channel my inner Tom Van here. He said, not to incriminate myself. So what if you did? So what if you did? Like, or is someone really going to narc
No.
on you and call the cops and be
Not
like,
unless someone hates you.
I heard this
You know
email
what I
on
mean?
this
Yeah.
podcast.
I could, like, if I grew weed plants in my backyard, I probably could talk about it on the show and nothing will happen.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, because what cop is going to take the time to start an investigation?
I haven't lived under the same roof as my family in months, and nobody's figured it out. I'm not even here right now. I'm remote from a different country.
If they suspect you have some operation where you're selling it or something, then they'll like bust your door down.
Or something else. Like if you have something else and then that's just the icing, they might do it then.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's like when they
Like
get
your trashy house, like your house has that big aluminum foil middle finger. Like there's always that one guy that's warring against the city. So what he does, his way of riveting it is not to pay his fines or mow his grass. It's to build an aluminum middle finger and put it in his front yard because he's American and
Also,
Jesus Christ.
every mobster in prison is in prison for mail fraud. It's like be more like no mail fraud. That's all they could get. Like the easiest charge to stick to them. But yeah, I don't think if you're a nerd dad growing some pot plants in your backyard, no cop is coming to arrest you for that, right?
Now, somebody in our Twitch chat room, and this would be interesting, Brock BDM says, that's what Sean Wasson thought about his piranhas. Sean Wasson, obviously, the News Junkie Show, we've known Sean a very long time. I don't believe anybody in radio, and that's not a diss to Sean. That's not anything negative. I'm just saying if they're in our business and they tell you a story, including mine,
It's exaggerated.
It's exaggerated. I don't believe any of it.
Now, here's what I probably... Now, this has happened when we do stunts and stuff. Remember when Jimmy brought that 357?
Why did he shoot that? He really did that.
Where did he get blanks from? He had it, though. He
Regular Alec Baldwin over here.
He looked good with it. I think he looked good with it. He should always carry it.
Like, think about how ridiculous it is. We went out, we worked for iHeart, $1 billion corporation. We go to...
Some trash like river. Florida.
No,
it was a lake, right?
It was with Gator Lake. What the hell is that?
Beresford.
Jessup?
No, Jessup.
Jessup.
We go to Lake Jessup because I'm going to swim across. We're getting on a pontoon boat. There's some listener, right? We go out to in a canal, and Jimmy pulls us a
ginormous
357 revolver, and he's like, "I put blanks in it."
Old Dirty Harry.
We're on the phone. I'm like, "I shoot it out, pretending you're shooting at an alligator." Oh my God! It's 8:30 in the morning. We're on I see people's houses. We're on,
like, people crying, people scared for their lives.
And he's like, it's only it's a blank or whatever. And then we're like, no big deal.
There's only one difference in a blank, right? And then just like it's still the same thing. It's just no metal in front of it.
I will say,
2009.
I had my heart crushed because I was in high school when the Phillips File did this, where they fired the cannon in the parking lot, and supposedly the joke was they blew out like windows and cars and stuff. I thought that was 100% real. Some dumb high school kid, and I'm thinking like Jack's going to get fired and Jim Phillips is going to get like fined.
It's understandable when you're a kid, right? But once you're an adult, you still believe.
Which one are you talking about?
The cannon bit.
Yeah, that was my car. When they talked about that, the car that they described, they're like, and it went through the back windshield of a purple BMW Z3. Yeah. That was my Montreal Blue Z3. That my dad and I were really into the Z3s at the time. We were getting these little roadsters and like screwing around with them, and that was my car. So when I heard that, I immediately was concerned because I like to keep my car nice, but then at the same time I knew that they didn't have a cannon down there because I'm not an idiot.
But I guess I didn't think about it because then just going throughout college or whatever, and then when they finally admitted that it was a bit, like when Jim Phillips was retiring, I was like, my childhood was a lie.
Yeah,
I thought the entire time that it was real.
It's funny because there was always in the radio world a mixture of there was things that were real that shouldn't have been, and like going to collect roadkill when we did that back in the day. Like, they actually were collecting dead animals,
and then they put it all in the dumpster right there at iHeart, and then Mike
Spry, some business complex, they loaded deer and possums,
and then Mike Spry, our head of engineering, was like, "Yo, guys, we're getting calls from all the other buildings because there are like 90 buzzards. They're literally circling over our trash bin. Can you guys clean this stuff up? You can get the this stuff out of here. So then, like, I had to, like, load it into, like, a trailer and take it someplace else. And I'm like, no, like, if it would have been me and I put that there, I don't care who you are. Unless I'm being fired, I'm not moving the dead deer. I already moved it once. I'm not moving it again.
And then, like, I wrote, like, some listener brought me a horse. I was riding it down the road. Like, that happened.
that.
But then I never wrote a trade. Like, some I faked, some I didn't. There was no rhyme or reason to any of it.
Willy-nilly.
Whatever you had.
Yeah.
Except
Whatever you had at the
unless you're
time.
Tuttle, then you actually did everything.
He did everything.
Everything.
He's still doing bits.
I remember he pulled his pants down.
What?
But that's how you know it's not a bit, because if people pull their pants down fast, it's like you know it's going to be little. But when they go slow and low,
we're standing at some nudist resort in Kissimmee on a lake.
Is it
right?
secret?
it's like
Something Cypress Cove.
Cypress Cove. Yeah, we're in Cypress Cove.
Well, they got paddle boats, which, by the way, paddle boats from the side, if you're nude, not bad. When they're coming at you, like the flotella's coming at you, it's a weird look.
Again, with morning radio, it's 7:40 in the morning. Right? So it's like
Cold?
Yeah.
So we're
Not for him, though, because he's got 2 pairs of basketball shorts on. He's got and ones, and then under those he's got champions. Extra hot and long down there.
We're standing there, and then me, Tunnel, Tiffany, and we're supposed to be riding this stupid boat, and then we're going to get nude. I don't know, a stupid bit. And then by this time, Marty Merchant, I hate my...
Very good, Bert. And they're out there.
I'm just like, I was fake everything, right? Because they're like, I don't care. No one cares. But
we just want to smoke cigarettes and look at Tiffany in a bikini, which I don't blame you.
And we're out there, and then Tuttle's like, I'm really doing it. And I'm like, don't do it.
I'm the guy.
Like, don't be insane.
I get just as much out of you being uncomfortable. This is how I live.
And he's just nude in front of us. And I was like, what? Like, we're standing in a lake and some
Imagine
business.
how free he felt. Imagine in his brain how free it must have felt to be able to do that. And be like, this is the real me.
7:30 in the morning. Insane.
So going with the slow pull versus the fast pull, if it's impressive, females, I think that works the same, because at a Predators game, lady flashes them, not that impressive.
Yeah, if they flash them quick, they're
But then if they do the slow, and it's like
yeah.
You know, that doesn't. I'm going to tell my sons one day.
If they go like this,
awkward.
they're either small or gross.
Flashing doesn't happen anymore, right? Because cell phones, everybody doesn't want 1,000 pictures of the boobs.
I dated a girl.
Don't care.
I dated a
Some
woman.
don't, but I'm saying
Most don't anymore. Nudes are everywhere. Everyone's sending nudes crazy.
It was a different time. I dated a girl who was a serial flasher, and it drove me crazy.
Go to EDC. They don't even wear tops.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It's a bell curve.
It's just electrical tape on their nipples.
I
That's
think
it.
pre-cell phones flash all the time. Cell phones first came out.
okay, so they just stopped, and then now that the
People don't care
internet's
anymore.
Now we're just
saturated with
Snapchat and
nudes.
tease back and forth.
I hated it, though. It made me very jealous. I'm not a super jealous person, but it was like a respect thing for me. It was weird. I didn't
Like
it.
having your wife or girlfriend.
Yeah, my
flash
girlfriend
them.
at the time, and she was obsessed with it. Like, it was like, she's like, flash here. And it wasn't like, I wouldn't make a scene or do anything, but there were times when we talk about it, I'd be like, I don't really like that. I'm not sure I'm down.
See, I
that.
like that attitude.
I know you do. That's what
Like,
you want.
look at my wife's teeth.
I'm not jealous at all, and I'm like, hey, look at that! Look,
Yeah.
she's up in the party.
Hey, look at this.
Call my home.
It was just like, look, she's bringing the table.
Oh, yeah.
She's flashing. Everybody's, I mean, it's people are going to be like,
Yeah,
oh
because
my god.
if she's showing hers, maybe somebody else's wife will
Yeah.
show theirs,
Yeah.
and then it's the whole swinger mentality that you want.
Well, I'm just saying you're bringing something to the table, some excitement level.
Yeah, you are bringing a unique side dish
She
to the
is.
party.
I don't know
Yeah.
that you
Is
are.
it a confidence thing? Because oftentimes anyone that I was with, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't get the jealous type. But then I would kind of like other dudes to stare at her, because then it's like makes me feel better. It's
Yeah,
like,
like,
yeah,
that's mine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going home with her. You're not.
The girl I was dating was very flirty. And looking back on it, to answer your question honestly, I had been cheated on before, so I was conditioned to think whatever behavior she was doing, it was all on
Meant
me.
she was gonna cheat
all
or
on me,
something.
100% on me. Like, and typically it is, right? When you're going through life and figuring out how things. And now that I think about it, yeah, I mean, she could be whoever she wanted to be. It just didn't mesh well with me.
Is it going to be phased out because, like, it's going to be considered like you're imposing your nudity on people that didn't ask for it, and therefore
You are getting a little bit of that now.
Am I
yeah.
just flashing my ding dong everywhere? Like, people would be like, "This guy
Has a problem.
It is different for guys,
Yeah.
Like I swear to God, if I'm out here in Baldwin and some lady jogs down the street and she flashes me, I'm gonna be all right. If Carrot Top runs by and his ding dong falls, I'm gonna try to beat him up.
But that's
right?
not our
Chase
genitalia.
him.
like we can see men's nipples all day, but like with women, supposedly it's offensive.
You're
but
right.
If a girl whips out her pee,
You're right.
That's a little more aggressive, right?
It is. Yeah. It would be considered
D's
more
and
aggressive.
P's,
but-
I say keep those covered up. T's, I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that logically that's the case. I'm just saying, will it
Where do butts land?
become a thing where you're
Surface
like,
butts are
hey,
fine.
Keep your breasts
Yeah.
inside your shirt, please.
It was always like almost, dads were encouraging their kids when they're mooning stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's good family fun to show the butts, but when you're spreading it open, that's...
No,
Well, yeah.
that's
I mean,
too
there's
much.
surface butts, and then there's the interior of the butt.
Yeah,
and that's a whole
pressed
different,
ham,
that's
and
a
then-
different animal.
Yeah. And also,
Why you got your hand in your pants, dude?
you
You like this topic? You finally found something he likes over here.
Oh, yeah.
a lot of times the case is that you're showing them the worst of you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So you've got
Like,
some lady.
Hey, look at this.
Some lady at a Braves game, and
It's the worst.
she pulls them out. I'm like, why'd you do that? You yuck.
To quote Dave Chappelle, the milk's gone bad. Anyway, next email.
Next.
I thought you were going to quote your favorite Dave Chappelle quote, which you can't do anymore because apparently it's controversial.
This says, hey, I've been told to look into a life coach. I have anxiety and a few health issues as I get older that get me down. When I look up reviews on life coaches, I get a lot of bad feedback from people who have went. My question is, what type of counselor or professional do you see for anxiety and life issues?
It makes me laugh to think that
You
people
see a real
go,
therapist, please.
Yeah,
Don't look up life coach.
Well, there are
Yeah.
there are people I'm sure that do it and do it well. But what's funny to me is that you went to a life coach. They probably told you some things that you should change in your life, but then you go back and give them bad reviews. You know what I mean? Like that's
That
funny
could
to
be,
me.
yeah, that could
that's
be.
funny
Well,
to me that you would do that.
Because either you're a licensed therapist, right, where you went to some sort of school or got trained into how
Like my lady,
to
yeah.
talk to someone and
like a
then
dog.
what to look for and what where to steer them. I guess whatever the therapist school is, or life coach seems like you decided to skip all that and you're just like
You're
I
making
know,
it up. Yeah.
like I could be a life
Life coach is very much like
No.
when people buy a good camera and they're like, "I'm starting a photography business," right?
Yeah, because.
Well, yeah, and I think that the big difference, too, is a therapist are paid to listen, whereas a life coach, they're doing all the talking.
Yes,
And I think that's
yeah.
why people don't like that. People look at Tom. People like to talk.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
They didn't-
Ooh, I like that. You cut it.
No,
Get him.
it's
Get
true. If you are a self-proclaimed life coach, then you have no one's
Okay.
deemed you a life coach.
Yeah,
You
I'm gonna
deemed
make
yourself a
people
life
mad.
coach.
I'm gonna make people mad, and this is why I can't get on board with the term mentor, because I put it in the same category, goes in the same bucket as life coach for me. When I hear people that go like, "Hey, I was having breakfast this morning with my mentor," I'm like, "You mean your scammy life coach?" That's what I think. That
Yeah,
is what
yeah.
I think. I'm
Well-
sorry. I'm just. This is more of a reflection on me being bad. I can't get on board with that.
Scam artists have ruined that. It's kind of like solar. It's not the sun's fault. It's the people that got
It's
into it.
not the sun's fault.
Like, the technology is good.
It's sound.
We should be like, wow, this is
impressive.
We can turn the sun's rays into energy. Awesome. It's just everybody jumped on board. It's their fault.
Oh my God, Norm, breaking news from the Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/TomAndDanLive. We're here Monday through Friday, almost every day. We don't take vacations. We record extra for you guys, so we're always here. Norm says, I'm trying to get into the doctor right now. I haven't seen one since 2018. Wow, dude, that's
That's almost 4 years.
That's a
It's not
long
that
time.
long. You're fine. I mean, look in the mirror. You're gotta get a
Yeah.
gauge of like how good you're doing, right?
Yeah, get a mentor, I feel like, is what you need.
Are you coughing blood? Is it hurt to pee? Like, there's some. If everything's working, you're probably fine.
Yeah.
Is it better if you're a mentor for, like, a high school kid? Ooh,
I don't-
both of you
Yes.
took deep breaths right there.
The problem is, like,
well, we both have
You
asthma.
haven't lived life yet.
so, like,
I would like to mentor a young broadcaster. I'd like
because
to take
that's
somebody under
honestly
my
what I'm
wing.
doing right now. I have a high school kid that I mentor,
That's
and
cool.
I'm
I
What
like-
do you do?
I support
What is
that.
your mentoring about?
scamming them out of money, really.
No. See, this type of mentoring is different than grown-ass man. I got a business, and then I go and I meet with this other grown-ass man, and I call him my mentor. I don't know why I can't get on board with that.
how? Okay,
So a lot of it is just prepping him for things that I wish I would have known when I was his age.
Yeah.
So, like, we talked about money management the other day. And
Don't
we're
keep condoms in your wallet. They'll
You're
deteriorate.
essentially a second dad.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. And sometimes...
Will you be my dad, Kenny?
You got it,
Because
buddy.
my dad's dead.
Mine too. He
Mine's
sucked
not.
anyway.
I asked first. You get another
All right,
one. I got
fine.
Kenny, and I
I'll
like the
get somebody
tallies.
else.
I like the tallies.
I'll
You get
get
a
someone
short
better.
dad. You get a short potato dad.
I
like
get
me.
the every other weekend stepdad with Sam.
see, to me, it's a lot of work and the payoff, I guess, is the person is successful. But I feel like that's more of the person doing the work than your advice, because everybody knows what to do.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I disagree. I don't think people do know what to do.
No.
I think there's a lot of people that have no idea. Like,
Tom and I do, because we're the smartest people in Orlando.
No, but it's hard to do what needs to be done. That's all I'm saying.
Write that down. Write that down. I love that one.
Like,
it's hard to do what needs to be.
We could be more successful at this business than we are.
We could?
Yeah,
Oh
of
my
course
God.
we can. It's a lot of extra work. And so we're only as successful as much work as we want to do. Like, we could work, like, we take off at 2:30, 2:45 every day.
Now we're talking.
We can work till 6 and get a lot more done, record more, get more clients. Like,
Where's the quality of life,
We
Tom?
can make double. Yeah. But then at a certain point, you're like, well, I want to do other things and I want to live my life. I don't want to only work. So it's like hard. Now, I know there's certain decisions and like you can steer them in the right direction, but really it just comes down to like figuring out what you want to do and then work your ass off.
What you want to do? What you want to do?
Want to be a
Right?
baller.
I mean, that's all it is. I mean, same thing with like losing weight or like whatever it is.
Oh,
like,
no.
No, but it's you have to put in the work.
You do.
to
And if you do
that.
lose weight, you'll end up being smarter.
well, and I think too, it's one of those.
Not my
I've
words.
heard that.
Not my words.
Not mine. Not my core.
Oftentimes it's they can't talk to their parents about sort of things. They can't talk to their teacher because they're more of like a disciplinary role. So he'll talk to me about things that like he may not talk to
Like
other
heavy
people.
stuff?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Oh
and it's
my
just one of those.
God.
It's like like you said.
Sounds like the worst thing ever. Talking to some teen about their problems.
You know you have kids, right? That's going to happen.
I know.
eventually.
He doesn't want to do that part. He just wants to ride motorcycles.
Kenny, you're going to have to mentor his sons.
I don't want to talk to my
Stupid
son
are you, Sam? All he wants to do is ride motorcycles in the woods with his son.
They're like,
man.
they're crying over some girl they'll never see again. They're like, oh my God.
Make her a CD.
Write her a song. She'll
horrible.
love that. It'll never come back to haunt you. She won't keep the CD and then give it to a radio host you work for and then have him try to play it on the air.
All right, so you heard it here. Kenny mentors some teen.
Whoa.
Tells them what to do.
Yeah.
2moves.com.
I'm pretty sure half of the stories I end up talking about ends up resulting in me and teens.
Do they listen to your podcast?
I mean, I hope
Do you
not.
tell them to? Like, hey, guys, just a friendly reminder from your mentor to listen to his podcast.
That would be a real insult if they don't even bother to listen to your
I
show.
didn't listen to Moof. Have you Moof? Moof these nuts. That's what I would say. I would say moof these nuts right to you if you told me to. Stupid moof podcast. Podcast is old now. I was a teen. Podcast. I don't want podcast. Everything is streaming. Podcast for old people.
Yeah.
I just watch TikTok.
How long?
Get on
45
TikTok, double
minutes.
man.
You're
Oh my
insane.
God, I only get all of my information in 4-second bursts.
That's true. All right. Bye-bye.